the years has been phenomenally successful. 428 wins, just 178 losses. Cowbells will ring, and they can make a lot of noise here. And a good crowd on hand for this charity exhibition basketball game. As you know, this is for the benefit of Hurricane Irma, those who were affected by Hurricane Irma. And admission to this was free here at the Hump this afternoon. However, they're asking for people who came in to donate. And Coach Miles and Coach Howland combined to kickstart this thing and donated $5,000 between them. And if you would like to participate, both coaches, by the way, made a presentation and an acknowledgement of what this game is really all about, Hurricane Irma survivors and those who were affected by it. You can participate and donate at 1-800-SAL-ARMY, 1-800-SAL-ARMY, or online at helpsalvationarmy.org. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this one. For Mississippi State, 16-16 last year, 6-12 in their league, the SEC. Same as Nebraska in the Big Ten at 6-12 in the Big Ten Conference. They will go with Lamar Peters at point guard. He's a 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore who averaged 10.7 points and 3.3 assists last year. The two guard is Quindary Weatherspoon, arguably their best player. He's 6'4", 205, a junior from Canton, Mississippi. 16.5 points, better than 5 boards per game. Second team All-SEC last year and a preseason second team All-SEC selection. Schneider Hurd, who is kind of a carbon copy of Nebraska's Jordy Chimanga. Hurd at center, 6'10", 260-pound from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Jordy is. But he is a load inside. Doesn't jump real well, has trouble dunking it at times. He averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds last year. He is their center. Eric Holman, one of the wings, and a big one. 6'10", 225, junior from Queensburg, Kentucky. 8.4 points, 6 boards. And Xavion Stapleton, the other forward, 6'6", 210, a junior from Flora, Mississippi, 7.1 points, 3 boards. For Nebraska, Glenn Watson, Evan Taylor, Jordy Chimanga, Isaac Copeland, the transfer from Georgetown, and James Palmer, the transfer from Miami. As you heard Coach Miles say, he expects to play 9, 10, 11 players, so there'll be some guys we probably won't see. And I don't think we'll see Jordy all that much in this one, although he is going to start. If you didn't know, he missed 6 weeks before the season started. They did a procedure on his right knee. I talked to Jordy yesterday. He says, I'm all over it, but Coach is not going to overuse him this afternoon. Great to have you along. Kent Pavelka courtside. Nebraska basketball getting underway here in late October in this exhibition charity basketball game at Mississippi State. Jordy will jump it up against Schneider Hurd. Again, they're kind of bookends, 6'11", 260 pounds. Hurd gets up in the air ahead of Jordy and taps the ball. And Mississippi State with the basketball to start things. Lamar Peters, high right. Bounce pass to Holman, head of the key against Copeland. Swings left to Weatherspoon. Quindary Weatherspoon, they call him Q. Goes baseline with a pass, dumps it off, and the dunk by Schneider Hurd. Well, we just said Schneider Hurd is a bookend with Jordy, and he jammed it 2-0 Mississippi State. Huskers with their first possession of this game. Here's James Palmer. Transfer from Miami to Copeland. Feeds it left to the right of the lane on the block. Back to the goal is Jordy. Turns, pump fake, kick out. Copeland, pump fake, drives it, kick out. Withers Watson. Bounces out of the lane. With it again, it's Jordy. Wheels inside. Shot is blocked out of bounds with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. So Nebraska will inbound it with 5 to go. The help defense got to the basketball. Schneider Herard guarding Jordy. But Jordy a little kind of lumbering inside, and the help defense got there in plenty of time to reject the shot. Evan Taylor inbounds the ball. With it is Palmer. Turn. Palmer to score the first points of the game for the Big Red. James Palmer. The transfer from Miami sat out last year. 2'10", 6 feet 6 inches. 2 Cornhuskers, second possession. Stapleton deep left corner misses. They crash the boards. Nebraska's got it. Jordy and Copeland boxed out. Jordy got the defensive board. All right, here's Evan Taylor off a Little drag screen, bounce pass left side. Copeland, three, not good. Defensive rebound, Q Weatherspoon. Mississippi State with the ball. Nebraska ahead 3-2. With the basketball is their point guard, Lamar Peters. He hoists one up from three-point lane, misses it, and a foul. Over the back was Schneider Herard. He got the offensive board, but pushed off. So the first foul of the game goes against Herard. And Nebraska with the ball, 94 feet away as Copeland bounces it in to Watson, yet to take a shot. 3-2 Cornhuskers, a minute and a half into it here in Starkville, Mississippi. Evan Taylor with the ball. Copeland all by himself. He missed him. Here now is Watson backing up midcourt left. They go perimeter right. Copeland with the ball. Puts it on the floor. Kicks it out. Here's the jump shot by Palmer. He missed it. He's fouled. And so James Palmer will shoot 3 free throws here. Fouled by Quindary Weatherspoon. James Palmer Jr. Really, really long, athletic, aggressive, and he will help him on both ends of the floor, believe me. He is not bashful either on the offensive end. So James Palmer at the free throw line with Nebraska ahead in the opening minutes, 3-2. Free throw by James, good. He's got all 4 of Nebraska's points. 4-2. And we've probably got, 2,000-3,000 here, I would guess, just taking a look. Second free throw, Palmer got it. And he's got all 5 of Nebraska's points. Huskers by 3, 5-2. We played less than 2 minutes. And it's great to have you along here on this Sunday afternoon for a totally unexpected experience. Believe me, we didn't know about this till Tuesday. Palmer hits the second free throw, and the Huskers up by 4, 6-2. With the basketball is Lamar Peters. Bouncing out to catch it. Top of the circle is Holman. Left side to Q Weatherspoon. Guarding him on the perimeter is Evan Taylor. Arguably Nebraska's best perimeter defender along with Palmer. Long guards Nebraska has this year. Inside is Holman against Copeland. He walls him up, and we got a travel call. Good defensive movement by Copeland at the baseline, moving his feet and denying the lay-in. So a turnover against Mississippi State, and Nebraska's got the ball. Evan Taylor across the timeline. Met near the timeline by Xavion Stapleton. High on the left side, and we've got a moving screen, do we? I believe so. A moving screen on Nebraska. And into the ball game is Doobie Okeke. Doobie Okeke, a 6'8", 247-pound senior from Jonesboro, Georgia. A grad transfer from Winthrop, and I am not sure I have seen a college basketball player with broader shoulders or longer arms in all my years. He is an impressive-looking post. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Watson knocking it out of bounds, so Mississippi State will have it front court sideline. 6-2, Cornhuskers. Okeke in there for Jordy Chimanga. As we mentioned, he probably won't play all that much, Jordy. He's okay, but he's coming off an injury, and the ball knocked out of the hands of Peters by Watson right in front of us. So now the shot clock down to 21. And so Nebraska's half-court defense bothers him on this Mississippi State possession. Peters with the basketball near the timeline. Comes right. Fighting over the screen was Watson. Driving to the baseline. Ball is loose on the floor. Getting it is Watson. Flipped the ball. Evan Taylor flipped it to him. Here is Watson driving it. Has it stripped away. Q Weatherspoon. Right past one of his own men to the rim and dunks it. Off the turnover by Watson, Weatherspoon scores in transition. So Mississippi State gets its second field goal, and it's 6-4, Cornhuskers. Here's Watson across the timeline. Half-court man defense by Mississippi State. Palmer's got it. Midcourt right, puts his head down, drives it, draws contact at the rim. Fouling him was Xavion Stapleton. Back to the free throw line will be James Palmer. As I said, Palmer, tremendous athlete, and has taken the opportunity in sitting out last year to really improve in every aspect of the game. But he is a very, very confident player. And he's at the free throw line, has all 6 of Nebraska's points. Now misses the free throw, the front end of 2. Out of the game, Evan Taylor into the ball game. Anton Gill, and it's so good to see him on the floor. The 6'3", 195-pound senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. He blew out his patellar tendon on Christmas night last year, played only 12 games, and what a gruesome rehab he had, and he's back on the floor, and it's great to see. Second free throw good by James, and Nebraska on a steal by Copeland. It's loose on the floor, and the whistle, what do we have? It's a Nebraska's ball. Isaac Copeland in the passing lane knocked it free, and it went out of bounds off Mississippi State. Copeland in the ball game with Watson, Anton Gill, James Palmer, and Duby Okeke. Watson swings a pass sideline right to Palmer, has the ball on its left hip. Man defense in the half court by Mississippi State. Right corner Copeland, pull up Jay, not good. Offensive rebound Okeke to a cutting Copeland. Shot is blocked. It's out of bounds off Mississippi State. Oh, I thought it was off Mississippi State. It's off Copeland. Boy, Duby Okeke with an impressive offensive board and then pass to a cutting Copeland. But the Huskers could not convert. 7-4. Big Red by 3. Really, really humid down here in late October in Starkville, Mississippi, even in the arena this afternoon. Again, this game, a charity game for people who were victimized by Hurricane Irma. If you want to donate, 1-800-SAL-ARMY. And I know a lot of Nebraskans are doing just that. Here's Watson against a really good freshman point guard, Nick Weatherspoon, Q Weatherspoon's brother, number 5 point guard in the country, ranked by ESPN. And we got a baseline out-of-bounds violation on Nick Weatherspoon. He's the brother of Q Weatherspoon, 6'2", 195, freshman from Canton, Mississippi. Number 6 point guard in the country, is rated by ESPN. And so he's on the floor. We have yet to see Nebraska's counterpart, Thomas Allen, the 6'1", 180-pound freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. On the sideline right, Palmer with a basketball. Comes left. Swings it to Watson. Watson off the screen of Okeke. Pick and roll. Bounces it into Okeke. Lays it up and in. Great assist by Watson. Okeke with a right hand and nice soft touch. 9-4. Okeke, who was not used much offensively by Winthrop, had nice touch on that one. Okeke had 165 blocks in his 3-year career at Winthrop. He is a rim protector, believe me, and here's a drive down the lane and a foul. Roby's in the ballgame. I think it might have been on him. In any event, we've got a timeout on the floor. Great to have you along. We just got underway. 15:41 to go. First half here in Starkville, Mississippi. Nebraska leading Mississippi State 9-4 on the Husker Sports Network.
For the card-carrying Husker fan, your card. You can take the game with you with a Husker Visa debit card from First National Bank for free. It's the perfect addition to your jerseys, home and away, your scarlet and cream basement, your Husker car mats, and your dog Herbie. Show your Husker pride everywhere you go. All you need is a First National free checking account. To get started, visit firstnational.com/Huskers. First National Bank, member FDIC.
All right, F-150 radio. Today, the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. Eugene.
Hey, I got a store that sells exclusively bar-raising merchandise, like a calendar with an extra month.
An extra month?
Extrabuary. It has 32 days.
Well, the new 2018 F-150 raises the bar with auto start-stop standard on all engines and an available 10-speed transmission.
How about tissues that blow your nose for you?
The new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
And we are back 9-4. Huskers, great to have you along listening on the radio today. This charity exhibition as sanctioned by the NCAA, Nebraska and Mississippi State, and really a measurable, palpable level of excitement about this and interest by those on hand. I think you listening as well, because this is not your typical opening exhibition or closed scrimmage that really doesn't prove much. I mean, you jump right into big boy basketball in a matchup like this, plus it's on the road. So we're going to get a real feel for what this team's got, because this is the kind of opponent Nebraska will be playing deep in the bowels of January and February, and even before that in December, against Power 5 conference level basketball teams. Huskers lead at 9-4. First media break here as we bring you this broadcast, brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board. Last year, the animal agriculture industry employed nearly 78,000 Nebraskans and generated nearly $18.5 billion in economic output for the state. Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff encourage you to support animal agriculture in Nebraska. On the floor, Thomas Allen for the first time at the first media break in the game for Watson at point guard. Anton Gill on the floor, and Evan Taylor back in, the 3 guards. Roby is in there at the 4, and the 5 is Dubio KK. Free throw not good by Xavion Stapleton from Flora, Mississippi. 6'6", 210 junior. Free throw, second one up, good. So Stapleton gets 1 from the foul line. Out of 2 opportunities, 9-5. Huskers by 4. Into the game comes Holman. Eric Holman, spells it A-R-I-C, 6'10", 225. He had 64 blocks last year, so he's a rim protector for Mississippi State. And away from the basketball, we've got a moving screen against the Huskers. A turnover in effect, and Mississippi State gets it, trailing by 4. 9-5, our score. Across the timeline, Nick Weatherspoon, guarded by Thomas Allen. 2 highly heralded freshman point guards going head-to-head here. And we've got a moving screen called against Mississippi State on the other end. So back-to-back moving screens called in this game, resulting in the turnover by Mississippi State here. Nebraska gets it in the backcourt. Isaiah Roby bounces it into Evan Taylor. Evan Taylor, with his best output of the year in the last game of the year last year against Penn State, had 15 points, including 2 threes. With the ball is Anton Gill, and he travels. Anton stopped the dribble and then dragged the pivot foot. So we've had 3 consecutive turnovers, 2 by Nebraska, 1 by Mississippi State, and the Bulldogs have the ball. 9-5 Huskers. Nick Weatherspoon, the point guard, left-handed dribble, sideline pass to Carter. That's Tyson Carter, 6'4" sophomore from right here in Starkville. On the left side with it is Nick Weatherspoon. Off to the right side, driving it down the lane against Roby. Shot blocked by Isaiah, and really, really great timing against Eric Holman, who took it strong down the left side of the lane. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Really nice block by Isaiah. Nick Weatherspoon to inbound underneath the basket. In the corner to Carter. Guarding him is Anton Gill. Man defense all the way for these 2 teams so far. We played 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Double team, open man, left elbow, not good. And shot clock violation. And a foul. Foul is called on Eli Wright. And so the Huskers are going to get it. They forced Mississippi State all the way down to the end of the shot clock before the field goal attempt was no good, and then the foul on the rebound attempt by Wright over the back. Here's Gill. Left side, Evan Taylor. A step in, the pull-up Jay on the way. Not good from 12 feet away. Roby knocks it free into the hands of Gill. New shot clock after the ball hit the rim. Anton faces up against Tyson Carter. Anton Gill, the transfer from Louisville. Cross court right on the weak side. Roby travels. That is one call I do not understand. These guys have played ball for a long, long time. It's that quick move before putting the ball to the floor, and you see it 2 or 3 times minimum every game. You even see it in the NBA. Here's Nick Weatherspoon off the right side, working against Thomas Allen. Top of the circle to Holman, swings it left to Carter. Guarding him is Anton. Going to have 5 new players check in a second. Driving baseline, Nick Weatherspoon misses the 12-footer in the rebound by Nebraska. Roby brings it down strong. Here's Evan Taylor, head and shoulders, left side to Roby. Passes up behind him. With it is Allen to the rack. Off balance, shot blocked. Here comes Mississippi State in transition. 3-on-1, right, drives, reverse layup, good. 9-7. That's what Mississippi State does, run. And so they cut it to 2. The Husker lead at 9-7. On the missed shot by Nebraska's Allen, and then they run the floor and get the easy lay-in. On the left side, Roby mishandles into the hands of Thomas. Back to Roby, shoots the jumper on the way, not good. Ball knocked free, and a foul called on Dubio KK. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor here. No timeout, just an opportunity for 5 new players to check in for the Huskers. Copeland back in along with Chimanga, Palmer, Watson, Taylor, and Copeland. Who's the 5th one? Back on the floor for the Huskers, Evan Taylor and Palmer. So the starting 5 back on the floor for the Big Red. Jump shot, left of the circle, up and in, ties the game, and that's a jumper by E.J. Datcher, backup center, shooting perimeter on the perimeter from about 18 feet away. Here's James Palmer with the ball. Reverses left side. Quick drive baseline. Taylor can't get baseline. They work the perimeter right side to Watson. Calls for the screen. Chimanga sets it for him. Comes left. The switch. Little on big. Throws in the right corner. Copeland. Perimeter shot. Deep right corner. Not good. Defensive rebound as Jordy got out muscled by Holman. And here's Mississippi State with a chance to take the lead for the first time. Up top with the basketball is Datcher. He gives it now to Nick Weatherspoon. 9-9 the score. Weatherspoon, quick move on Watson. Kick out Holman, 3, not good. Rebound Nebraska. Jordy's got the defensive board. Here's Watson the other way. Score tied at 9. Watson early in the offense. Pull up Jay off the crossover dribble. Got it. 3-point goal for Glenn Watson, and the Huskers up 12-9. Watson's first points this afternoon. Glenn with 48 threes last year. Weatherspoon with the ball. That's Nick Weatherspoon, the freshman, against Watson. Top of the circle with the ball is Carter, left side to right. Eli Wright, a sophomore from Kentucky. Wright's got the ball with a pump fake on Taylor. Back right side it comes now. Carter up high. Goes to the baseline. Pounding him is Palmer. Now Wright. Jump shot again by Datcher. So E.J. Datcher, who would have figured? Off the bench with 4 points for Mississippi State. The Huskers by 1. Free pass. With it is Jordy inside. Over the right shoulder with a left hand. Nice touch on the hook shot by Chimanga for his first 2. And the Huskers up 14-11. Jordy's first points this afternoon. With the ball, Nick Weatherspoon for Mississippi State. Head-to-head against Watson. Comes left sideline pass, whether there's Wright. Guarded by the Huskers on the man-to-man. Now with the ball is Holman. Copeland covers him on the right sideline. Here's a long jumper, not good. Gathering himself for the defensive rebound, both Copeland and Chimanga. Copeland came down with it. Huskers with the ball. Driving it. Evan Taylor out to Watson, open 3, got it. You cannot give him any daylight, and he just made that defender pay for it. Back-to-back threes by Watson, and a timeout on the floor. With 10:38 to go in the first half here in Starkville, Mississippi, it's the Huskers 17, Mississippi State 11, and this is the Huskers Sports Network.
Got a question for you. Who would want a new Samsung, Motorola, or LG smartphone starting as low as $1 per month?
Hello, everybody. Duh.
Okay, then. This U.S. Cellular deal is available to everybody. New and returning customers can get a smartphone starting as low as $1 per month. Now through the 26th, no trade-in required.
Sweet.
Now, a harder question. Which phone are you going to get?
Oh.
U.S. Cellular. A stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Postpaid plan, 30-month retail installment contract, and credit approval required. Prices vary while supplies last. Additional restrictions apply. See store for details.
For expert tire and automotive service at the best prices in town, count on locally owned and family-owned Jensen Tire and Auto. Jensen will service your vehicle right and have you in and out in no time. Check out Jensen's latest deals at jensentireandauto.com.
Locally owned and family owned, Jensen Tire and Auto knows you work hard for your dollar. So we sell our tires at the best prices in town. We'll even match any local competitor's price on any tire we carry. Check out our deals at jensentireandauto.com.
And we are back here in Starkville, Mississippi. First time for me to this part of the country. In Starkville, anyway. We played at Ole Miss in the NIT a number of years ago. First trip to Mississippi State, though. Mississippi State with pretty good basketball heritage. It's been a while, but they have 6 SEC titles over the years. They were in the Final Four of the NCAA tournament in 1996. Husker Hoops brought to you on this October Sunday afternoon by CHI Health, reminding you October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you can make a difference, friends. Spread the word about mammograms and early detection. Encourage communities, organizations, families, and individuals around you to get involved. Again, brought to you by CHI Health. Imagine better health. So the Huskers will come back home tonight, and they'll next be available to the public on November 2nd. It's going to be an interesting, fun day. Husker Hoops preview starting at 5:30 on November 2nd. You'll be able to come to the vault and watch last half hour of practice, and Huskers will be introduced to you. There'll be a scrimmage. And then on November 7th, the second exhibition game against Northwood. of Michigan. That'll be a 7 o'clock start, 6 o'clock broadcast. And yes, Matt will be back. We're missing him this afternoon alongside. But here we are, and the Huskers leading this one 17-11, about halfway through the first half here in Starkville. Back in the game, the point guard Lamar Peters for Mississippi State, driving it over the left shoulder. The shot not good by Stapleton, and the follow shot not good, but the tip try is up and good by Herard. That's his second field goal. 17-13, Nebraska down up by four, and here's Watson with the ball to McVeigh in the lineup for the first time. Here's Palmer. Coming from the weak side, with it is Watson. Telegraph pass. Watson controls it, though. Can't get baseline. Backs up. Swings the pass right side to Palmer to McVeigh. Quickly in the corner. Copeland's got it. Copeland up top to Palmer. Pump fake. Defender in the air. Pivoting around. Top of the circle to McVeigh. Drives it past two defenders. Defenders misses as he meets a third defender. And the defensive rebound by Mississippi State. Q Witherspoon all the way in. Coast to coast. Quindary Weatherspoon averaged 16.5 points, second team SEC last year, all SEC, and quickly Nebraska the other way. Man, that was not a foul. The Huskers' Tanner Borkart hammered inside, and the other way comes Mississippi State. And we got a foul called against Nebraska on this end. To me, like Tanner Borkart got hammered on the other end, no call. And so the Huskers, with their 15th foul and a new shot clock, and line out for Mississippi State. With it is Stapleton, left sideline against Copeland. Hasn't used the dribble, coming to it, taking the pass. The handoff is Peters, coming left to right, and official timeout here. I'm not sure exactly what. 21 seconds on the shot clock. There are some new rules this year. If you are on the defensive end, or let's put it this way, if you're on the offensive end in the front court and there is a defensive foul and there's less than 20 seconds left to go on the shot clock, it will reset to 20 seconds. In the backcourt, if you're bringing the ball up the floor and you are fouled, it will reset to 30 seconds. Here's Weatherspoon with the ball. Quindary Weatherspoon bounces inside to Herard, inside against Borkard, over the left shoulder, fouled by Borkard, and Schneider Herard will shoot free throws here. Just a 49% foul shooter last year. 17-15, 2-point Husker lead at 9-12 on the first half, in the first half here in Starkville, Mississippi. The maroon and white of Mississippi State and the Bulldogs hosting this exhibition charity event. And again, if you'd like to donate, help those who were affected by Hurricane Irma, you can call 1-800-SAL-ARMY or online, donate at helpsalvationarmy.org. First free throw not good by Herard. He's got 4 points. Led the way in scoring in one of their major scrimmages before this game today with 17 points. Second free throw in and out. Rebound, Copeland. Copeland yet to score here this afternoon. Watson to Copeland, comes right, behind the back dribble in the paint, double team, kick out. McVeigh's got it, man in the air, up top to Watson, quick pass left side, squaring, shooting, Palmer, got it. Great ball movement by Nebraska, and Palmer gets the trio. Wow, impressive. 10 points for James Palmer. And the Huskers increase their lead to 5 at 20-15. Here is Peters driving, wild shot at the rim, not good. Defensive rebound, Borkard. Tanner Borkard. Huskers 3 deep at center with Okeke and Chimwanga and Borkard. Here's Watson, top of the circle, jump shot, squaring, shooting, not good. Long rebound into the hands of Copeland. Copeland drives the ball and a reach-in foul. Copeland's got all the whole package. I mean, he is really had a nice take there, and Stapleton fouled him on the reach-in. But the Huskers are not yet in the 1-and-1, and NU will inbound the balls as Copeland comes out and Roby checks in for him. 20-15, 8:27 to go in the half. And they opened the doors and it feels good. A little breeze in here, court level. We're right by the Husker bench. The coach is smarter than me there, and I didn't get the memo. You hear Tim Miles in the background, right? He's not 5 feet away from us. McVeigh's got the ball, 15 on the shot clock. He hands it off to Palmer, who came to it, up high right side in the corner. Comes left off the screen at Borkard. Pivots around, weak side. Watson has a man in the air, one dribble, the shot. Good. Glenn Watson with 2 threes and a 2 now, and he's got 9 points, and the Huskers up 22-15. Glenn Watson has a chance to be a really special player as a junior in the Big Ten Conference this year, I think. Weatherspoon drives. Quindary Weatherspoon in the paint, scoring with his 5th and 6th. Cutting the Husker lead to 5 at 22-17. So the Huskers up by 7 a moment ago. Here's Roby, unguarded 3. Not good. Long rebound fought for. Winding up with it is Herrard to Peters. Down inside, the layup up and good. There's that transition game off the miss, and Stapleton scores it. So 4 straight by Mississippi State, cuts the lead now to 3. 22-19. Watson with the basketball. Peters guards him out near the timeline. Coming out to catch it. Palmer working on Quindary Weatherspoon. Comes left off the brush screen by Borkard. A take inside. Hangs it up and scores it off the window. James Palmer Jr., 12 points. 24-19. Palmer with an impressive debut here in this exhibition charity match. Quindary Weatherspoon with the ball. Mississippi State will have to play half-court offense here. Quick shot. Peters not good off the heel. Rebound McVeigh. Outlet pass Watson. Cut off at the timeline by Peters. Trailer is McVeigh. Baseline left, Roby. Roby backs his way in. Has a height advantage. The kick out off the double team. McVeigh got the 3. Actually, yeah. The 3 for Jack McVeigh. And the Huskers up their lead to 8 at 27-19. Timeout on the floor. Nebraska leading it by 8 points over Mississippi State with 6:34 left to go in the first half. This is the Husker Sports Network.
When you're looking for a bank, you usually have a choice to make. Flip a coin. Do you want a big bank with the latest technology, or do you go local for the personal service? Heads or tails? What's it going to be? But what if you could have both? Ever since Bank of the West partnered with BNP Paribas, we've been giving customers our same personal service they're used to. We've just enhanced our innovation and our ability to help you achieve your goals. Heads, you win. Tails, well, you win on that one, too.
Visit a branch or bankofthewest.com to see how good things happen when your local bank goes big. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
What does it mean to imagine? Does it mean you aim higher, dream bigger, demand better? At CHI Health, we think so. We believe imagination has the power to transform your world, your health, your life. Inside our walls, our imagination is always on. We're pursuing a different kind of care that revolves around you. CHI Health. Imagine that. Discover how we're reimagining care at chihealthimagine.com.
Husker Hoops brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit us at buyfordnow.com and by Great Western Bank, offering big bank convenience with all the advantages of a local community bank. Great Western Bank, making life great with over 50 locations in Cornhusker country. Member FDIC. Huskers really looking good in this initial outing of the year. Shooting the ball well, 43% from the floor. They've hit 5 of 10 threes here in the first half. And lead this by 8 points, 27-19. I mentioned Nebraska's first home game will be an exhibition on the 7th against Northwood of Michigan. Mississippi State will have an exhibition on the 2nd of November. Also, that's the night Nebraska has the Husker Hoops preview. They'll play West Florida, and then they open the regular season against Alabama State on November 10th. In the ballgame now, Anton Gill, Evan Taylor, Jack McVeigh, Dubio KK, and Roby. So we have seen 10 players on the floor for the Big Red. Have not seen Nana Akinton. Actually, we've seen 11. Tanner Borkard's gotten in the game. We've not seen Nana Akinton or Thorir Thorbjarnason. How do you like that? First time out. Nailed it. Thorir Thorbjarnason, the freshman from Iceland, and those are the only two on the trip seen any action. All right, Mississippi State with the basketball. Back in the game at point guard, Nick Weatherspoon. Guarding him is Anton Gill. Gill, the senior, transfer from Louisville. back after rehabbing that patellar tendon injury. Here's a pump fake by Quindary Weatherspoon. Good defense by Nebraska. Out on the perimeter it comes. Baseline double team. Turning, firing, another 10-footer, no good this time by Datcher, who was feeling it. And here comes Nebraska after the defensive rebound. With it is Anton Gill with a nice drive. Puts it up in traffic, can't score it. Rebound, here comes Mississippi State running again. Quindary Weatherspoon, shot blocked by Roby. Good rim protection there. Offensive rebound, though, and a whistle and a foul against the Huskers. So Dubio KK and Roby are formidable defenders in the paint in terms of blocking shots. And to the free throw line, Quindary Weatherspoon after the Husker foul. Huskers lead at 8, 27-19, 5:52 to go in the half. Weatherspoon free throw, good. He's got 7 of their points. Out of the game for Mississippi State is Xavion Stapleton. Back in is Tyson Carter. Huskers by 7, 27-20. And Quindary Weatherspoon again. Free throw, not good. Rebound, Doobie. Here's Anton Gill, hands it off to Palmer. Or rather, Evan Taylor, I beg your pardon. Taylor to Gill. Posing with the ball on the right side, coming left. Looks right, finds McVeigh, who came off a down screen. Square shoots, hits the 3. 2 trays by Jack McVeigh, and that's going to be his calling card if he's going to see minutes this year, is hitting threes. And here is Weatherspoon with the ball. Nick Weatherspoon. Out it comes to Carter. Back to Weatherspoon on the sideline. The entry pass to Holman. Holman working on McVeigh. Height advantage here. Fadeaway jump shot. Good. Nice fadeaway by Holman, and that makes it 30-22. Huskers lead it by 8. So Holman at 6'10", posting up the smaller McVeigh. Here's Evan Taylor with the ball. Nebraska trying to answer. Huskers led by 10 a moment ago. 30-20, and here's Taylor dribbling the ball. The kick out, Roby, he drives it to the elbow, back in the corner. The shot on the way, Taylor got it. Evan Taylor, who was not a very good three-point shooter last year, nails one right there, picked up where he left off against Penn State. Taylor, last year, shot just 24% on threes, and the Huskers are on fire from 3 in this ball game. They've hit 7 of 12 in the first half. Long 3 left side, not good by of Carter. Huskers with their biggest lead of 11, 33-22. McVeigh, right corner. Moving to finish. For Anton Gill, hanging in the air, going to the left side of the rim after 2 defenders tried to block it. Somehow, he this afternoon, and the Huskers lead it by 13, 35-22. Anton played just 12 games last year before that patellar tendon injury. Transferred from Louisville. Really, really nice young man. Got a haircut. Doesn't look like Anton Gill of old. Free throw good by Anton. 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Gill gives Nebraska a 14-point lead, 36-22. Got to be happy with what you're hearing, don't you, Husker fans? I mean, this is a big boy basketball game, Power 5 conference opponents. Here's Nick Weatherspoon, midcourt right side, popping out to catch it. Fizel in the ball game for the first time. That's Keyshawn Fizel, a freshman. Nick Weatherspoon in the corner. Baseline. The drive to the elbow in the right side. Fizel hits a long 2. He was on the line. Keyshawn Fizel just into the game, a 6'8" freshman out of New Hebron, Mississippi. Makes it 36-24. Huskers ball. Taylor, right side. Anton Gill's got it. Cutter is Copeland, but away from the ball, we got an offensive foul, or a defensive foul against Mississippi State, a hold. And so this should reset the shot clock to 20, I believe, unless it's a 1-and-1. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll sort it all out when we come back with 3:41 to go. First half, Nebraska leads it here at Mississippi State, 36-24. This is Big Red Basketball.
Thousands of dollars in fines and legal fees, driver's license revoked, time in jail. If you drive impaired, say goodbye to your independence. Officers across Nebraska will be out this month looking for drunk, buzzed, and high drivers. Don't be one of them, and don't drive impaired. It's just not worth it, and you're smarter than that. Call a cab or call a friend for a safe ride home. Always drive sober or get pulled over. From the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office.
Pink, live in concert. Beautiful Trauma World Tour 2018. Pinnacle Bank Arena, March 6th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new album, Beautiful Trauma, is available everywhere now. There's more at pinkspage.com.
And we are back. Great to have you along. Kent Pavelka here in Starkville, Mississippi. TD Ameritrade is an Omaha-based company and a proud sponsor of the Husker Sports Network. Thanks to TD Ameritrade and their associates for their support of the Big Red. And Husker basketball, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. If you join the Fearless Nation, friends, visit livefearlessne.com and see how Nebraskans like you are becoming a face of Fearless in their communities. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska, proud to support Husker athletics. Live Fearless. So we want to welcome everybody listening on Periscope as well, but you've got the Husker broadcast here on the radio this afternoon with 3:41 to go in the first half, and Nebraska up a dozen, 36-24. The Huskers have really shot it well here in the first half. They are 12 of 25 for 48%, but 7 for 12 on threes, 58%. They've hit 5 of 6 free throws, and they've out-rebounded Mississippi State by 1, 15-14 right now. Huskers and Mississippi State both have committed 5 turnovers here in the first half. Evan Taylor, Copeland in the game, Isaac Copeland, along with Anton Gill, Jack McVeigh, Dubio KK back in. Again, we've seen 11 players here in the first half. Coach has gone as deep as Tanner Borkard, the third 5 on the roster, and he's really reinvented himself. 6'8", 265, listed at 265. Coach told me earlier this week he's lost 40 pounds since he started a couple of years ago with the team as a walk-on. Free throw not good by Taylor. Offensive rebound by OKK. Here's McVeigh, right side to Gill. Winds up, shoots, got it. 3 ball. And the Huskers now are 8 for 13. Anton Gill with a trio in his 4th, 5th, and 6th points. He had 8 threes last year. Huskers up 39-24. Up by 15 points. With the basketball is Lamar Peters. Driving it now, changing hands, shot blocked by OKK, offensive board though, and the second shot won't go by Herard, rebound by Copeland, down the floor to Taylor. Taylor in the corner, McVeigh, pump fake, cutter, and the jam by Dubio KK, coming down from the weak side, great find by McVeigh and OKK with a thunder dunk, a 2-fisted dunk for Doobie, who's got 4 points, and the Huskers extend their lead to 17, 41-24. Here's Mississippi State the other way. Peters driving and scoring. A couple of players quit on the defensive effort there. Lamar Peters with his first 2. 41-26. 2:35 to go in the first half. Here's Evan Taylor. Reverses off left side to McVeigh, who hands it off now. Driving it is Gill in the corner. Now Copeland yet to score in the game. Here's Evan Taylor. Taylor drives the ball inside. Bounce pass right corner. Copeland fakes, drives, draws 2 defenders. No shot for him. Out to Gill. 3 on the clock. The drive. Floater in the lane. Not good. Hits the rim. Defensive rebound. And here comes Peters the other way to right. Back to Peters. And we've got a whistle and a foul on Evan Taylor. Probably a pretty smart foul there because otherwise it's a lay-in. And so with 2:10 to go in the half, we're going to see Jordy Chimanga come back in. Again, his playing time limited this afternoon because of that knee, that tendon in his knee that he has been nursing. But they feel that the procedure they did on him has been totally effective. And I actually talked to Jordy at practice on yesterday before we left Lincoln. He says he's fine. So the Huskers up 41-26, 2:10 to go in the half. And free throws coming up for Mississippi State. Coach said in the pregame chat we had with him that, this is about, number one, the charity involved, victims of Hurricane Irma, which, by the way, Coach Miles and Coach Howland combined to kick in $5,000 between them, and you can contribute by calling 1-800-SAL-ARMY or online at helpsalvationarmy.org. But he was saying in the pregame chat that this is not about winning the game, but it is about getting a good look at this team for the first time and getting a feel for what they might become. And they have been impressive this afternoon. I don't want to go get carried away because I tend to, but I mean, they've really looked good here. Free throw good by Eli Wright, 6'4" sophomore. First point for him, and the lead now 41-27. Huskers by 14. Second free throw by the left-hander, good. Wright hits the second free throw. And here comes Nebraska. Watson back in at point guard. The handoff. With it, there's Thomas Allen. So Allen and Watson in the game at the same time. Thomas Allen. Now it's Jordy with the ball. Block right, extended out. It comes to and back in it comes now to Jordy. Double pump, draws defenders and hits the lay-in. It should count. Man, he had both defenders in the air, a double team, and it does count. Jordy crouching down with the ball. The defenders bit both of them. They both came down on him, and Jordy with his third and fourth points of the game. Huskers up 15 again at 43-28. Minute 49 to go. Jordy, a 62% free throw shooter last year. Free throw good. Jordy Chimanga. I tell you what, he is delightful to visit with, and this whole crew is, this entire roster. Got to know some of the guys a little better on the trip so far today, and really enjoyable group of players. Here's a jump shot open inside the key by Weatherspoon. Nick Weatherspoon with his first two. That was two open. Came popping out from a down screen unguarded. 44-30. Huskers by 14 points. Glenn Watson with the ball. The junior out of Chicago, the crossover dribble. Peters having trouble hanging with him out to Allen. Now Copeland with a three, can't score it. Still hasn't scored. Isaac Copeland, a transfer out of Georgetown, Nebraska's first five-star player ever. And here's a left-handed hook inside, up and down over the rim for Keyshawn Fizel. That time Jordy went for the pump fake, 44-32, 12-point lead now. So a little rally by Mississippi State with under a minute to go in the halftime. Crossover dribble by Watson, out to Copeland, looking inside. Jordy's got the ball on the entry, left-handed hook, up, not good. Tip try up and good, though, by Watson. Watson with great timing, and so Glenn now has 11. In there amongst the trees, Glenn Watson with great timing. 46-32, 14-point game. Huskers lead it. Here, pass deflected by Nebraska on the other end. A chance to score it here, and a dunk by Copeland for his first 2 points of the game. Isaac Copeland scores it. Huskers by 16 again, 48-32. McVeigh in the passing lane caused the turnover, and the Huskers convert in transition. Here's Peters with the ball. Walks across the timeline. Only 6 seconds to go. Nebraska leads it impressively by 16 points. Peters drives, can't score it. Rebound Nebraska, and there's the horn, there's the half. And the Big Red leads it by 16 points here in Starkville, Mississippi. It's halftime. Nebraska. Stay with us. Halftime show begins after this on the Husker Sports Network.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House Sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at NissanUSA.com/Heisman House Sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer is the second most common kind of cancer in women. The good news is that most women can survive breast cancer if it's found and treated early. Make a difference. Spread the word about mammograms and inspire communities, organizations, families, and individuals to get involved. Encourage women ages 40 to 49 to talk to their doctors about when to start getting mammograms. This message is brought to you by CHI Health. Imagine better health.
I want to protect my kids. Every mom does. So did you know that the gas we're all using puts dangerous toxic particles in the air? And that all of us, including our kids, are breathing this cancer-causing stuff? I just learned this. That's the bad news. The good news? American ethanol makes our air cleaner and healthier because it burns clean. And the more American ethanol we use, the less nasty stuff we breathe. And that's good for all of us, especially our kids.
Learn more at AmericanEthanolNE.com.
And we are back. Kent Pavelka here with you from Starkville, Mississippi. Nebraska leading Mississippi State in this charity exhibition basketball game against these two Power 5 conference opponents. Second time ever Nebraska's played Mississippi State. Back in 95, I believe it was, they played Mississippi State in the Far West Classic. I think I remember that game. I know I was there. And the Huskers lost by 3 in that one. But this one will not count in the record books because it's an exhibition and a charity event for the victims of Hurricane Irma. And again, if you've just joined us, coaches Tim Miles and Ben Howland of Mississippi State kick-started this thing in terms of contributions. They combined to throw in $5,000 between them. I assume $2,500 apiece. And you can follow suit. Coach Howland actually made an announcement before the game started and acknowledged to the crowd here, which is really nice. I'd say 3,500 maybe. That people back in Nebraska were asking how they could contribute. So kudos to Nebraskans, and Ben Howland made that announcement, and a warm round of applause resulted. 1-800-SAL-ARMY if you want to donate, or helpsalvationarmy.org online. Let's take a look at our first half stats. Huskers leading it 48-32. And this is, I believe, Nebraska's biggest lead. Let's look here. 17 points, and they're up 16 at halftime. So they were up 17 at one point in the first half. Huskers shot the ball well, 51% from the floor, 17 of 33, and were 8 of 14 from 3 for 57% shooting. They had 6 of 8 free throws and had 19 rebounds, out-rebounding Mississippi State by 2, 19-17. Mississippi State shot 45% from the floor. They did not hit a 3 in the first half. They were 0 for 6, so the Huskers outscored Mississippi State from distance 24-0 in the first half. Mississippi State hit half their free throws, 4 of 8. Both teams got 8 attempts. They hit 50% from the foul line. Nebraska led in scoring. 2 guys in double figures. James Palmer got off to a whale of a start. He's got a dozen, 3 for 3 from the floor, 2 for 2 on threes, has hit 4 of 5 free throws, 12 first half points. Also in double figures, Glenn Watson, 4 for 5 from the floor, 2 of 3 from distance. And he's in double figures with Penn. 6 points apiece for Anton Gill off the bench, 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 1 beyond the arc. And also 6 points in the first half for Jack McVeigh, who came off the bench, hit 2 of 3. 2 of those were twos. He stroked 2 of 2 threes. And so the Huskers with 2 players with 6 points. 5 points for Jordy Chimanga, whose playing time was limited to 7 minutes because he's just coming back off that knee tendon issue. He's okay, but coach said all along he would be nursing his minutes. Jordy, 2 for 4 from the floor, and 5 points at halftime. 4 points in the first half for Dubio KK, 2 for 2 from the floor. 2 points for Isaac Copeland, who scored late in the first half for his first points in the game. So there you have the statistical story. Nebraska leading it by 16, 48-32. And Gregory Eaton, Nebraska's new director of basketball operations, got the promotion at just this last spring, is going to join me next. So stay with us here on the Husker Sports Network.
Honey, have you checked your tailgate list?
Yep, loading the car right now.
Okay, well, don't forget the charcoal.
Charcoal, got it.
Wings?
They're in the cooler.
Good. Chairs and tent?
Check and check.
Did you remember to pick up some Dorothy Lynch?
Dorothy Lynch? Dang it.
Your Husker tailgate is not complete without the one-of-a-kind taste of Dorothy Lynch home-style dressing. Dorothy Lynch, what you got cooking?
It's the place there's no place else like. Home. It's the circle of chairs around your fire pit, where all the do you remembers get passed around like bowls of ice cream. It's bacon and eggs in the skillet, crackling along with the laughter. It's the picture in the hall of your great-grandfather, whose mustache he willed to your son.
At Shelter Insurance, we don't just insure your home, we insure all the memories that live inside it. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
It's the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Nebraska Cornhuskers in the Hy-Vee Heroes game presented by Hy-Vee on Friday, November 24th. And one citizen hero from both Iowa and Nebraska will be honored at the game. Nominate someone from your state who has performed an extraordinary act of courage or dedicated countless hours to a special cause. Go to Hy-Vee.com to learn more. Hy-Vee is a proud sponsor of the Heroes game and of everyday heroes in our communities.
Well, it's halftime here in Starkville, Mississippi, with the Huskers playing Mississippi State in this exhibition charity basketball game in late October. And with me is NU Director of Basketball Operations, Gregory Eaton. Great to have you here, Greg. You gave up the video coordinator duties to take this position, this promotion with Teddy Owens leaving. How has the job gone so far for you?
Kent, the job's been really good so far. It's nice to take on new responsibilities and just venture out of your comfort zone a little bit. I mean, Coach and the rest of the staff are great to work with. We have a great network. I mean, Cheryl Burbach helps me out really well. We have two great GAs, so it's been a pretty smooth transition. We miss Teddy, we miss Ali, but and we miss Brett Sapp, but the caravan moves on, and we're looking forward to the season.
Yeah, it's kind of an unusual trip with those guys not being here. Do you miss the video at all?
I do. This new position, it's a lot less of watching our guys play every day, and that's something that every coach aspires to, wanting to have input and help the team get better. But this new position operationally, just to stay on top of the guys academically, team travel, I'm just helping run the program day to day. It's a fun adventure.
You don't feel pressure with the new responsibilities? It's kind of an obvious thing that happens to everybody, I think, doesn't it?
Yes, I definitely feel a little bit of pressure. This first trip, trying to come together in 4 days of prep, putting all this stuff together for all the trips. It's a little bit of a headache. It's the unknown that you're worried about.
Yeah, I suppose since you got the job, you were thinking, well, we've got a lot of time to get ready for the St. John's trip, and then boom, here's this one. I mean, how unusual was this deal?
Yeah, I mean, I know we announced it on Tuesday. Mark Boehm and Coach Miles made me aware of this on Sunday afternoon, and I mean, we had to put it together very, very quickly. I mean, trying to get charter bids. Like you said, the St. John's trip, you had several weeks to prepare for it. I'm thinking, I got plenty of time, and boom, here you go. Test the new job.
Gregory, talk a little bit about this November 2nd event coming up, chance for the public to see this team before the exhibition on November 7th.
Yeah, this November 2nd deal, it's going to be an open scrimmage. We're going to practice first and then close it with about a 20-minute scrimmage at the end. It's open to all fans, and it's free at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Starts at 5:30. It's going to be a really cool opportunity to get everybody out there, see the new guys. We have a lot of new faces, a lot of long, athletic talent. You've seen them a couple times. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's unfortunate that the rail yard event was rained out a couple weeks ago. We're going to look to try to do that again in the future, because I think it's going to be a really good atmosphere and kind of our version of, maybe a Midnight Madness kind of deal.
Sure. It'll be very unique, and as you say, it's too bad it got rained out. The public has not yet seen this team play. You talked about being long and athletic, and about almost a 50-50 mix of new with the old as far as who's going to hit the floor the most. How would you describe this team?
These guys really play well together. They really get along. They have each other's backs, and they play really hard. You can just tell in practices so far, our level of just competing day to day has just been elevated. And I think that, when you add guys like Copeland and Palmer and getting Anton Gill back from an injury, Doobie, everybody's competing at a really high level. And, sometimes one of the teams gets blown out in practice, but I mean, people are holding each other accountable, and it's really fun to watch these guys get better this fall.
Gregory, collectively, what does the staff think about the potential of this team? I mean, it's really early, obviously.
I think that, you saw the preseason rankings that the coaches gave us. we all think that we're definitely capable, and we are going to do better than that. And I mean, the opportunity for this team is endless. I mean, we have a lot of talent, and don't be surprised if we go on a run.
I won't be. Hey, have a good second half. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Kent.
Gregory Eaton, Director of Basketball Operations. We'll be back in Starkville with more halftime activity. The Huskers in this exhibition charity game against Mississippi State. This is Big Red Basketball.
Want the best deals on tires and auto service? Click on JensonTireandAuto.com. We've got the best deals for anyone looking for the biggest bang for their buck on quality tires and expert auto service, like you. JensonTireandAuto.com.
At Jensen Tire and Auto, you can count on expert auto service done right the first time at the most competitive prices in town. We even match local competitor service coupons. Guaranteed. Check us out at JensonTireandAuto.com.
Head coach Amy Williams and the Nebraska women's basketball team are gearing up for another exciting season at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and you won't want to miss any of the action. With season tickets starting at just $85, you can guarantee your seat to see the Huskers face off against Creighton, Clemson, Ohio State, Iowa, and more. For more information on Nebraska women's basketball or to purchase your tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
After the game, you want to hear from the players that made it happen. On the Locker Room Show, we do exactly that. Hi, I'm Nate Rohr. About an hour after each Husker football game, join me as we go inside the Nebraska locker room to get a detailed look at that day's game from the players themselves. Find out what worked and why for the Huskers, all on the Locker Room Show. An hour after each Nebraska football game on the Husker Sports Network, Huskers.com, and the TuneIn app on your smartphone.
Don't miss the event critics and fans call brutally entertaining. Avenged Sevenfold. February 8th, Pinnacle Bank Arena. With very special guests, Breaking Benjamin. And Bullet for My Valentine. Get tickets now at the box office, Ticketmaster.com, or charge by phone. Avenged Sevenfold. All hell will break loose.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the Husker Sports Network.
Huskers by 16 at halftime here in Starkville, 48-32. Make way for the Nebraska Lottery's Black Friday Weekend Bash. Enter non-winning and scratch tickets online for your chance to win tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football and volleyball games. Details at NELottery.com. Must be 19. Please play responsibly. And our stats were brought to you by Cornerstone Bank, committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Second half right after this. This is Big Red Basketball.
Sinclair has been fueling America's journeys for 100 years. Driving innovation from Wildcat Wells to the first modern service stations to DinoCare top-tier gasoline for cleaner engines and better mileage. Because if you keep moving forward, the road trip never has to end. Sinclair with DinoCare top-tier gasoline. Are we there yet?
All right, F-150 radio. Today, the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. Eugene.
Hey, I got a store that sells exclusively bar-raising merchandise, like a calendar with an extra month.
An extra month?
Extrabuary. It has 32 days.
Well, the new 2018 F-150 raises the bar with auto start-stop standard on all engines and an available 10-speed transmission.
How about tissues that blow your nose for you?
The new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
What does it mean to imagine? Does it mean you aim higher, dream bigger, demand better? At CHI Health, we think so. We believe imagination has the power to transform your world, your health, your life. Inside our walls, our imagination is always on. We're pursuing a different kind of care that revolves around you. CHI Health. Imagine that. Discover how we're reimagining care at CHIHealthImagine.com.
Trust your Husker game day to the experts. Turn the TV down and turn us up. Hi, Greg Sheff here, the voice of the Huskers. You don't want to trust your Husker game day to people who just drop in for the weekend. Matt Davis and Ben McLaughlin and I follow Huskers every single day. So on Saturday, turn down the other guys and turn us up. We'll have the best game day coverage of the Nebraska football team for you on the Husker Sports Network. Huskers.com and the TuneIn app for your smartphone.
Back up 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
And so we are back in action as the State both with one possession. Now James Palmer is fouled after getting a defensive rebound off of Mississippi State 3. Huskers ball, second possession, second half. NU ahead 16, 48-32. Great to have you along. Kent Pavelka with you from Starkville. Evan Taylor to Watson, who missed 3 on the Nebraska's first possession of the second half. Here's Taylor. Taylor, handoff to Palmer. Witherspoon over the screen. Can't get over this one. Set by Jordy. Reverses out to Taylor. Square. Shoots. 3 not good. Long rebound off the miss. Peters in transition. Peters against Watson. The kick out deep right corner. The drive. Copeland puts it up. Can't score it. And a foul. Late whistle. Foul against the Huskers. 2 free throws for Xavion Stapleton. Foul is on Copeland. And so free throws for Xavion Stapleton. 6'6", very good athlete, 210 junior. And his free throw is good. And the first point of the second half belongs to the Bulldogs, 48-33. Huskers' biggest lead in the first half, 17. And the second free throw by Stapleton on the way. It's good. Goes 2 for 2. Huskers yet to score here in the second half. We played 50 seconds. The event on the 2nd of November. Hope to see you all at the Vault. Husker Hoops preview starts at 5:30 with a look at the last half hour of practice and then a scrimmage. Here's Watson with the ball over the head pass left sideline. Taylor looking in for Jordy. Defender behind him enters it into Jordy. On the block, back to Taylor on the give and go. And a little floater over the left shoulder with a right hand. Jordy with a nice pass. And Evan Taylor now has 5. So we're 2-2 here in the second half. And a 16-point lead again for Nebraska, 54-34. The drive by Mississippi State off on the right side. 3 not good. Defensive board Copeland authoritatively off the miss of Stapleton. Here's Watson in transition in the lane. And Jordy finishes with a left hand on a nice pass into him by Watson. So Jordy Chimanga has 7. 52-34. Huskers just Mississippi State transition. Down the floor scoring before they could get back. A little floater in the lane, not good by Weatherspoon. And the rebound to Nebraska's Taylor. Lost it, kicks it out to Watson. Watson past 3 defenders, throws up a circus shot, missed it. Rebound with the left hand is Jordy. 3 defenders collapsed on Watson, left Jordy to get the offensive rebound, and Jordy finishes with a follow-up. So Chimanga with back-to-back baskets. He's got 9, and the Huskers up by 20. 54-34. Now, keep in mind, Mississippi State last year was extremely, extremely young. They come back with a lot of players with a lot of experience. And they figure to be better than they were last year. Here's Peters to Stapleton. Bends down with the ball on his right hip, comes left, drives it against Palmer, and he's bumped by Palmer on the floor. Was it on the floor before the shot? Now that should reset the shot clock to 20. It's under. Yeah. See, there's an example of the new rule. The shot clock had worked its way down to 18. Defensive foul in the half court before the 1-and-1, and it goes back to a 20-second possession. Here's a shot block by Nebraska. Now a turnover by Nebraska. Peters with the ball off the screen, drives it. Left-handed finish, can't do it. Rebound and fought for, and a foul on the floor. And this time it's on Evan Taylor. Or is it on Watson? It's on Taylor, his second. So end line out for Mississippi State. Huskers lead it by 20 points, 54-34. Really nice looking team today for Nebraska, no question about it. And I think it's impressed me the most is they look really polished for playing in October here. Here's Jordy, the defensive rebound off the miss. Ball run down by Weatherford. Q Weatherford with a three, missed it short. Rebounded Jordy, leaves it off for Palmer. Crossover dribble against Weatherspoon, puts it up and in, and an and one. Boy, what a great play by Palmer. Boy, great finish. 14 points for James Palmer now. First two of the second half. The Huskers up 22, believe it or not. James Palmer led the team with a dozen at halftime, now with 14. Palmer sat out last year. Free throw good. 15 points for James. Of course, Anton, in effect, sat out last year. Then you add Copeland to the mix, and then the freshman. Here's Peters with the ball. Threads a pass in the lane, deflected around into the hands of their postman, and the shot over the left shoulder with the right hand was good for Datcher, who's given them a real boost off the bench at the 5 spot. Here's Palmer with the ball near the timeline with a pass to Watson with a white headband, sweatband on tonight. Watson reverses right side. Copeland, three on the way. Off the heel, not good. Long rebound into the hands of Copeland. Copeland drives, spins in the lane, knocked free. Datcher stripped him. The other way comes Q Weatherspoon, leaves it off. Underneath, and the layup good in transition again. Fizel scores it. Watson with the ball in the backcourt now. 3.5 minutes into the second half. Huskers lead it by 19, 57-38. Watson just a step across the timeline, comes left to right, wearing gray shoes. Or maybe those are blue. Here coming out on the wing to catch the ball. Chimanga drives it on Datcher, kicks it left corner, driving it is Evan Taylor out. It comes to Copeland, open three, not good. Copeland can't find the range yet. Ball out of bounds, it's off of whom? Off of Mississippi State. Copeland struggling here this afternoon, about the only one in terms of offense. Copeland now 1 for 8, 2 points, does have 7 rebounds. He's been on the floor 17 minutes, as much as anybody. And so Nebraska will inbound with a new shot clock. Evan Taylor will throw it in. Baseline, left side of the basket. Taylor looking, popping to the corner is Palmer. He has been tough to guard for Mississippi State. Palmer driving it all the way to the hole, and the finish with a right hand. It's like he's playing with children. James Palmer, 17 points, 59-38. Nebraska by 21. Here's Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon, the freshman point guard, brother, his Nick, and his brother's Q, who takes the pass top of the circle, drives the ball in the lane. Shot rejected, partially blocked by Chimanga. Coming down with the ball is Evan Taylor. And Evan slows it up and brings it across the timeline on the walk. And away from the ball, we got a foul called. And we've got a timeout on the floor. First media break, 15:29 to go here in Starkville, Nebraska 59, Mississippi State 38. And you're listening here on the Husker Sports Network.
For expert tire and automotive service at the best prices in town, count on locally owned and family-owned Jensen Tire and Auto. Jensen will service your vehicle right and have you in and out in no time. Check out Jensen's latest deals at jensentireandauto.com.
Locally owned and family owned, Jensen Tire and Auto knows you work hard for your dollar. So we sell our tires at the best prices in town. We'll even match any local competitor's price on any tire we carry. Check out our deals at jensentireandauto.com.
Woodhouse Ford wants you to feel confident in doing business with us. We take pride in providing you quality service and making your experience as easy as possible. From finding the car, truck, or SUV you've been looking for to any service or body repair you may need. Experience the difference and shop Woodhouse Ford today. See us online at woodhouseford.com or at any of our 3 locations in Blair, Plattsmouth, or Omaha.
You know, chiropractic care keeps people of all ages healthy and active and is a safe, natural, affordable health care choice. Chiropractic is proven to improve mobility, prevent injury, and treat pain. Find a chiropractor near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic. And TD Ameritrade, an Omaha-based company, is a proud sponsor of the Husker Sports Network. I want to thank TD Ameritrade and their associates for their support throughout the years, including for another season of Husker Roundball. 59-38, Nebraska leading Mississippi State. I don't think anybody really knew what to expect out of this scrimmage for charity this afternoon. Both teams anxious to get on the floor against one another because you're talking about teams just right out of the gate playing a like opponent in terms of, as an SEC team against a Big Ten team, not your typical exhibition game. And but we had seen signs in practice, and we had seen throughout since last spring the signs that this team has a lot of potential. Hardly want to say where they're going, in terms of success on the 21st or 22nd of October, but got to be impressed here this afternoon at least. Palmer inbounds the ball to Roby on the right elbow. Roby hands it back to Palmer. Palmer looks left, and we got an illegal screen on Dubio KK. And so a turnover against Nebraska, and Mississippi State gets the ball back. Mississippi State picked 12th in the SEC. Nebraska picked 12th or 13th in the Big Ten. But I really think you look at this game and the players on the floor, you've got talent on the floor that is top 25 type talent on both squads. I don't care where they're picked in their respective conferences. Mississippi State has the ball. Left baseline turnaround jump shot not good over the hand of Roby defensively. Eric Holman missed it. Roby comes the other way in transition. Throws it off the left side in the deep left corner. Shot by Gill. Anton can't score it. Offensive rebound by Roby. Quick to the ball. Roby to Watson. Watson drives it, drops it off. Doobie puts it up. Can't score it. Loose on the floor. Getting it is Anton Gill. Anton Gill with the ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Huskers keeping it alive. After a couple of misses there, Watson's got it. Gives to Roby. High left sideline. Palmer. 12 on the shot clock. Palmer inside the free throw circle. Another illegal screen. And that's on Isaiah Roby. Seen a bunch of those in this game this afternoon. And so Nebraska turns it over. Mississippi State's basketball. Nebraska leading it by 21. 4.5 minutes into the second half here in Starkville. Stapleton in the right wing to right on the block with his Holman over the left shoulder. And he scores it. Nice move. Right to the basket over Dubio KK. And a foul. So Holman at 6'10 scores it over the 6'8 Okeke. One thing about Nebraska's newcomers, a lot of them have NCAA tournament experience. Okeke with Winthrop. Copeland with Georgetown. Here comes McVeigh back in the ball game. Out is Palmer. Palmer with Miami. And so Holman at the free throw line trying to make good on the three-point play chance with the Huskers leading it by 19, 59-40, 14-20 to go. And the free throw up and good. Holman scores it. Into the game comes Herrard, their big center, 6'10", 260-pounder. Haven't seen much of him since early in the first half. Also back in the ball game, Xavion Stapleton. Huskers with a basketball. Watson, sideline now to Gill. Mentioned Gill got a fresh haircut, and he had a lot taken off. Here's McVeigh, high right, cross court left, midcourt now to Watson. Calls for the screen. Setting it is Borkard back in the ball game. Reverses off to Gill. Quick move inside. Contact in there, no foul called. Here comes Mississippi State with a defensive rebound in transition. Stapleton lays it up, not good. Rebound to Roby. Roby, one dribble up the floor to Gill. 2-on-1 with Borkard. Leaves it off to Watson, the trailer. Watson over his head, blind pass to Roby. Goes baseline. Deep on the right side around the horn. It comes to Watson. Swings it left side. Great ball movement. Roby, three on the way. Not good. Couldn't look for better ball movement. It was really impressive. Roby just couldn't knock down the three. Here is Carter with the ball, driving on Gill. Kick out now in the free throw circle. Jump shot on the way. Good by Wright. Eli Wright. 16-point lead for Nebraska. 13-10 to go in the game. Watson's got it. Screen for him by Borkart. Rejects that. Comes right off a double screen and a reach-in foul on the freshman Nick Weatherspoon. So the shot clock will be at 20. Defensive foul before the 1-and-1 and a non-shooting foul. If the clock is under 20 seconds, it resets to 20 in the half court. Also, another rules change. The coaching box has been extended 10 feet. Here's Gill, top of the circle for Nebraska. Down inside, Borkhardt, left-handed layup, not good, but he's fouled. And a goaltending called, and Borkhardt in the book. Shot partially blocked, but they say got it on the way down. That was Herrard on the goaltend. So Tanner, who played in one game last year after rejoining the team, with a basket here in this exhibition ball game, charity game. Carter with the ball for Mississippi State, 61-43, 18-point Husker lead. Driving the ball inside, loose on the floor now. And coming up with a loose ball, Mississippi State. Carter's got it, jump shot on the way, got it, scored it over Gill. Tyson Carter, his first two. Now we got a 15-point Husker lead, 61-46. Watson left to Roby, a strip. Roby goes for the loose ball. He's fouled, no call. With it is Watson. 18 on the shot clock. Roby up the screen of Borkhardt. Pull-up jump shot by Watson, I beg your pardon. He missed it. Here comes Mississippi State. They can cut it to 13 with a 2, to 12 with a 3. The drive and the dunk, thunder dunk with two hands, Xavion Stapleton. And look at here. We've got a 13-point lead. The Huskers have had their lead cut to 13. And have the basketball. Anton Gill midcourt right. Crowd comes alive here. Gill inside. Borkhardt, left-handed layup. Good find by Gill. And Borkhardt scores his second basket of the afternoon. All by himself. Point-blank lay-in for Tanner. 63-48. Tanner Borkhardt, a walk-on from Gothenburg. Here's Nick Weatherspoon. Huskers increase their lead to 15 with that layup. 63-48. On the right side driving, a little floater on the baseline, not good. Rebound by Roby, good box out after the miss by Carter. Here comes Roby in transition handling. Roby hesitates, drives. Weatherspoon's got it. He has it picked by Watson. Watson picked his pocket. Watson to McVeigh, the three on the way. Not good. Long rebound comes down, and Roby comes away with a loose ball. Roby puts it up, no foul called. Knocked to the floor. Outlet pass. Here's Mississippi State, and they slow it up. They'll set it up on the half court. Roby looked like he was fouled to me. Nick Weatherspoon with the ball for Mississippi State. 5 new players going to check in for Nebraska at the next dead ball. Wright's got it for the Bulldogs. Up top, driving is Carter, bumped by Gill en route to the goal. 10 on the shot clock. And the Huskers come in with 5 new players on the floor. With 10:37 left to go in the ball game, it's Nebraska 63, Mississippi State 48 on the Husker Sports Network.
Every time during this commercial you hear a sleigh bell, someone has entered the Nebraska Lottery's Yuletide Ride giveaway to win a new SUV. Enter non-winning holiday scratch tickets online through January 16th, 2018. Details at NELottery.com. As you can hear, you better get cracking. The Nebraska Lottery's Yuletide Ride giveaway. Must be 19. Please play and give responsibly.
All right, F-150 radio. Today, the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. Eugene.
Hey, I got a store that sells exclusively bar-raising merchandise, like a calendar with an extra month.
An extra month?
Extrabuary. It has 32 days.
Well, the new 2018 F-150 raises the bar with auto start-stop standard on all engines and an available 10-speed transmission.
How about tissues that blow your nose for you?
The new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
And we are back. Kent Pavelka with you from Starkville, Mississippi. They tell me a community of about 25,000 or so. So when school is on, there are as many students as there are residents here at Mississippi State. Nebraska leading in this exhibition charity ball game 63-48. Another reminder, you can contribute to the fundraising effort going on here to aid the Hurricane Irma victims. Coaches Miles and Howland kicked in $5,000 combined to the bell. Lots of contributions coming in from our listeners, and you can contribute by calling 1-800-SAL-ARMY or online at helpsalvationarmy.org. You know, a point guard needs focus and vision to run the offense, and a sober driver needs the same focus and vision for safe travel. Driving drunk, buzzed, or high puts everyone at risk. Drive sober or get pulled over. From the NDOT. And last year, the animal agriculture industry employed nearly 78,000 Nebraskans and generated nearly $18.5 billion in economic output for the state. Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff encourage you to support animal agriculture in Nebraska. So Nebraska leading at 63-48. And on the floor now, Isaac Copeland, along with James Palmer, Anton Gill, Evan Taylor, and Jordy Chimanga. Coaches played 11 players here this afternoon. 63-48. And at the free throw line, after being fouled, Tyson Carter, as this timeout expires and we resume play. Big win for Mississippi State here at home in football over Kentucky yesterday. I love their football here, too. Tyson Carter, free throw good. As we mentioned, this is a pretty rich heritage in terms of basketball as well. 1996 in the Final Four, this program. Ben Howland, in his third year as head coach, started at Northern Arizona, I believe it was. Here's a full court press, three-quarter press. Nebraska not expecting it. They break it. Here's the pass underneath, and Jordy with a dunk scores it. Well, they were patient enough to get the ball across the timeline, and when they did, no defenders at the rim, and Jordy got the easy dunk. 11 points for him, 65-50. Huskers by 15. Here's Peters with the ball, and fighting over the screen was Evan Taylor, but they call a foul on Evan. And he is incredulous. Can't believe the call. And so it's Mississippi State's ball on the sideline. The Huskers leading it by 15. Largest lead for Nebraska, 23, and the free throw by Peters is good. So they've seen a lot of that lead evaporate here, up by 14 now. Peters back at the foul line. Copeland and Chimanga with inside rebounding position, but no matter, the free throw is good. Now we've got a 13-point Husker lead. Peters with 2 foul shots. Evan Taylor across the timeline, bumped by Peters, no call. Backs his way, tries to back his way now brings it out into the timeline. Left-handed dribble, lost his defender in the paint. Deep right corner, Copeland winds up, shoots the three, airballed it over the whole thing. And an interception by Chimanga after the defensive rebound. Jordy drives, misses the lay-in, and out of the pack with a defensive rebound. Down the floor comes Eric Wright in transition, and a jam by Wright. After he gave it up, he got it back, and all of a sudden we've got an 11-point ball game. Nebraska led it by 23 at one point, now up by 11. Evan Taylor across the timeline with a pass to Copeland. Copeland struggling in his debut in the big red uniform. Anton Gill to Palmer, comes right off the Chimanga screen, the switch, reverses left side Copeland, drives it, bumped at the baseline, puts it up and in. Nice soft finish by Copeland, about 6 feet away. So he's not been able to find the range from distance, but that was a nice move and finish. Peters drives, misses, contact and a foul on Jordy, I think. 9 minutes left. 67-54, Nebraska by 13. And to the free throw line goes Lamar Peters. Sophomore point guard out of New Orleans. All freshman SEC team last year. And the most decorated team players on this team, Peters made the all freshman team, and Quinn Weatherspoon, who was second team all SEC. Weatherspoon's not been a big factor in this game, and Peters misses the first of 2 free throws. 67-54. Out of the game comes Anton Gill. Into the game comes Watson. So you got Watson at point guard. The wings are Palmer and Taylor. And then you got Jordy and Copeland. Jordy rebounds the missed free throw. Here comes Watson. Gets instructions from the Husker bench. what they want to run here against a man-to-man. Actually, we saw a press the last defensive effort. With the ball, Palmer, little run and jump switch there. Palmer still on the dribble, dribbles it, kicks it, left corner. Watson one dribble, the jumper up, not good. Rebound, long rebound to the defense. Here comes Peters. Off the Watson miss. Lamar Peters in the sideline, puts his head down, drives baseline floater. Can't score it, but he'll get 2 free throws. Peters, 8:33 to go. And Glenn with 10 points in the 11. So 3 players in double figures for the Big Red. And the free throw not good by Lamar Peters. And so he'll shoot another. 8.5 to go. 13-point Husker lead. Mississippi State has chipped away after Nebraska led by as many as 23, and the second free throw was good. And we have a lane violation? No, timeout just to let players in the game. So now we got a 12-point game. Lamar Peters hits the free throw. 67-55. Huskers by a dozen. Watson across the line with a pass. Evan Taylor's got it. Good defense on him by Weatherspoon. Here's Watson, drives, pulls back, throws it off the left side, and it's out of bounds. Thought Palmer was coming out toward the baseline. Instead, he was ducking in toward the basket. Turnover Nebraska, and now Mississippi State with a chance to cut it to 10 if they hit a 2, to 9 if they hit a 3. This is Nick Weatherspoon, the freshman point guard. Comes left, cross court right to right, drives to the foul line. Out it comes to Datcher, and Datcher hits the 2. And we now have a 10-point game. Eli Datcher with 8 points. It's been a big boost off the bench for Ben Howland. Huskers lead cut to 10 points here deep in the second half. 7:45 to go. James Palmer with the ball. Big possession. Screen set for him by Jordy. Pick and roll. No return pass. Comes to Copeland. Back to Palmer. Palmer pull-up jump shot on the way. Rims out. Not good. Defensive rebound Mississippi State. 10-point difference. Nebraska leads at Mississippi State's ball. Quindary Weatherspoon out to the timeline to his brother, freshman Nick Weatherspoon. Comes left on the left-handed dribble, all the way in, kicks it out, sideline right with a 3, rims out, not good. Offensive rebound, Datcher, shot partially blocked by Chimanga. Loose on the floor, and it comes to Datcher. He jams it, and we've got an 8-point game. Datcher with 10 points in the game, and Nebraska's double-digit lead cut to 8 points now. 23-point lead cut to 8. With it is Copeland. Copeland comes right, hands it off to Palmer, faces up. Back in the deep right corner to Copeland. Copeland on the block with his back to the basket. Chimanga. Now a cutter down the lane, errant pass, coming up with it and putting it up and in somehow. Evan Taylor, who saved the day. That was just a blatant turnover by Chimanga, and somehow Taylor got to the ball and finished after picking it up off the floor. 6:36 to go, with the Huskers leading it by 10 again after the basket by Evan Taylor. We've got a timeout on the floor. I believe we have a timeout on the floor, yes. Media break here with 6:36 to go. Huskers 69, Bulldogs 59 on the Husker Sports Network.
The Sapp Brothers Coffee Pot. If you're from America's heartland, you've probably seen it. But what is the Coffee Pot and what does it mean? The Coffee Pot means a family-owned business founded over 45 years ago. It means welcoming the traveling public with mom-approved restrooms. It means distributing the highest quality fuel to locally owned businesses and farms. It means safely and affordably delivering propane to keep families warm and for drying the harvest grain. It means welcome. Be our guest.
For the card-carrying Husker fan, your card. You can take the game with you with a Husker Visa debit card from First National Bank for free. It's the perfect addition to your jerseys, home and away, your scarlet and cream basement, your Husker car mats, and your dog Herbie. Show your Husker pride everywhere you go. All you need is a First National free checking account. To get started, visit firstnational.com/Huskers. First National Bank, member FDIC.
When we're back, Kent Pavelka with you courtside here at the Humphrey Center in Starkville, Mississippi, where Nebraska has had its 23-point lead cut to 10, 69-58. Actually had it cut to single digits to 8, but that last basket by Evan Taylor extends it to 10 again. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you can make a difference. Spread the word about mammograms and early detection. Encourage communities, organizations, families, and individuals around you to get involved. This message brought to you by CHI Health. Imagine better health. So we have seen a little bit of everything this afternoon, and this is an opportunity to see how Nebraska responds to the opponent's rally and threat to make this a different game than it has been for the most part. And that's a good thing, to have the game within the game, if you will. On the floor for the Big Red, Borkhardt now at the 5. Copeland stays in at the 4. Point guard is Watson, and the wings are Palmer and Evan Taylor. I love the wings, Palmer and Evan Taylor. And, of course, the point guard, Watson. Copeland will come around, no question about that. Jordy and OKK are the first two posts. A deep Husker team. Long three, not good. Rebound off the miss belongs to Palmer. Got a hand on it, tipped it to Borkhardt, and now Watson. So the Huskers limit Mississippi State to one shot, come down with a defensive carom, and here's Watson in the half court to Copeland. Bending down with the ball on his right hip. Comes right side between the two circles. Throws it off to Palmer. Looking in for Borkhardt, not there. On the elbow, Borkhardt pops out to catch it. Back to Palmer, 10 on the shot clock. Borkhardt with a screen for Palmer. Pick and roll, returns the pass. Intercepted in the passing lane. Weatherspoon, but knocked free by Palmer into the hands of Borkhardt. Now Taylor. Gotta love James Palmer, don't you? Might be the best athlete on this floor this afternoon. Watson with the basketball for the Big Red, 18 on the shot clock. Huskers by 10. Watson crouches down with the ball, popping out to catch it. Again, is Palmer. He drives it, and a touch foul en route to the goal with 11 on the shot clock. Foul is called on Weatherspoon. Occurs with 11 seconds on the shot clock, and that should change to 20 seconds, I believe. Yep. That's going to be a significant rule change, friends. All designed for more point production. Here's Watson with the ball. 20 on the shot clock. Left side to Copeland. Copeland with 2-point blank shots has yet to find the range from distance. He's got it. Crossover dribble. Drives it in the paint. Backdoor cut in the right corner. We're screened away. Can't see. 5 or 6 coaches standing. Here's Watson. He was fouled there. No call. Missed everything because he was hacked on the arm. And here comes Mississippi State with the ball. Carter pivoting around, and a cutter down the lane. The ball comes off Nebraska. Here comes Roby into the lineup. 10-point Husker lead, 69-59 with 5 and change to go in the game. McVeigh is in. Copeland's out. Also back in is OKK. Palmer is out. Also back in, well, let's check it here. Roby, OKK, McVeigh. Watts, Palmer. Here's the jump shot, and an 8-point game again from the left side on the inbounds play. 69-61. Watson, Taylor, Roby, McVeigh, OKK on the floor for the Big Red. Roby comes left, looks for the backdoor cutter. Can't find him. Watson's got it. Roby clears through. Screen OKK for Watson. Pick and roll, no return pass to McVeigh. They try the right side now with 10 on the clock. And Evan Taylor wants the screen. OKK sets it for him. He's double team. Open man is Roby. Roby drives the ball, pushes off. Offensive foul. Used the offhand. That was clear as day. The Huskers' 23-point lead has been cut to 8, and Mississippi State has the ball with 4:33 to go. So now, a chance to cut it to 6 with a 2 or 5 with a 3, the Bulldogs. With the ball is Carter. Lamar Peters, their point guard. Peters. Bounce pass sideline, Quindary Weatherspoon. Top of the circle, Fizel, who's come off the bench to give him a spark. Back to Peters. Peters drives on Watson. Good recovery. Forces one up. Misses it. Rebound by Roby, but it's taken away. And the layup is up and good. Stripped of the ball was Roby, and the finish inside on a takeaway was Fizel. And the Huskers lead is 6 now, 69-63. You see Copeland check back in at the next dead ball. With the ball, Evan Taylor. Double team for just a second. 14 on the shot clock. Here's Dubio KK off the pass of McVeigh, up in the top of the circle, near turnover. With it is Watson, 5 on the clock. Watson double team, 3, 2, down inside. Roby lays it up and in before the buzzer, before the shot clock violation. Good find by Watson. He was in real trouble with 3 on the clock, and he was up top right side somehow. Got the ball to Roby, and he laid it in at the lip. Here's Fizel, and he walks with the ball. 71-63, that layup by Roby gives Nebraska an 8-point lead with 3:21 left to go. We'll be back for crunch time here in this exhibition charity game. Nebraska 71, Mississippi State 63, and this is Big Red Basketball.
It's the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Nebraska Cornhuskers in the Hy-Vee Heroes game presented by Hy-Vee on Friday, November 24th. And one citizen hero from both Iowa and Nebraska will be honored at the game. Nominate someone from your state who has performed an extraordinary act of courage or dedicated countless hours to a special cause. Go to Hy-Vee.com to learn more. Hy-Vee is a proud sponsor of the Heroes game and of everyday heroes in our communities.
The Sapp Brothers Coffee Pot. If you're from America's heartland, you've probably seen it. But what is the Coffee Pot and what does it mean? The Coffee Pot means a family-owned business founded over 45 years ago. It means welcoming the traveling public with mom-approved restrooms. It means distributing the highest quality fuel to locally owned businesses and farms. It means safely and affordably delivering propane to keep families warm and for drying the harvest grain. It means welcome. Be our guest.
Say, friends, for an unbeatable game day tradition, reach for the one-of-a-kind taste of Dorothy Lynch home-style dressing. Dorothy Lynch, pour it on. 71-63, 8-point Husker lead. We've seen Nebraska's 23-point cushion cut to as few as 6 here in the second half. And now back up by 8. And 3:21 left to go. Next opportunity for you to immerse yourself in Husker hoops will be at the Husker Preview on November 2nd. Show up at 5:30. You can watch the last part of practice and then a scrimmage. Take a look at this team firsthand and decide if what I've been saying in terms of description is valid or what you think with your own 2 eyes. So Roby is on the floor along with Evan Taylor, Watson, Copeland, and McVeigh. Lots of different combinations here this afternoon, and why not? That's what exhibition games are about and for. Although, Coach said before the game, he said, I'm not approaching it that way necessarily. But it's just turned out. Evan Taylor with the ball in the backcourt, 2-1-2, three-quarter court zone trap press. Roby gave it up, throws it away. And a foul called. It's on Copeland, I think, or he or McVeigh. Copeland. So Roby made a cardinal sin, picked up his dribble in the backcourt against the press, had nowhere to go with it. And Copeland ends up committing the foul because of the error by Roby. And to the free throw line comes Lamar Peters, and you start to get a feel that Huskers may get back a little mojo here. Peters can cut it to 7. Can't. Misses the front end of 2. And a shout out to our affiliate at 590 AM in Omaha, carrying this afternoon's broadcast. Second free throw good by Lamar Peters. ESPN 590. So now we've got a 7-point game, 71-64, and again the 2-2-1 press. Huskers break it with a pass by Watson to McVeigh. McVeigh on the sideline, under their timeline again to Watson. 18 on the shot clock. And Mississippi State's gone to zone in the half court now. Here's McVeigh. Watson between the circles. Foul line to Copeland. Back out to Watson. Quick pass to McVeigh. Pump fake. Man in the air. 3 on the way. Not good. Offensive rebound by Roby. Got away with a push-off. New shot clock. Here's Taylor with the ball. And again, the 2-3 zone by Mississippi State. Nebraska leading by 7. 2:35 to go in the game. Watson. 3 steps across the timeline. Right side now to Taylor. Screen for him by Roby. Watson comes left off that screen. Against the 2-3 zone. Back in the right corner deep. McVeigh's 3. Can't buy it. Won't go down. Rebound. Q Weatherspoon. They can cut it to 5 with a 2, to 4 with a 3. Mississippi State's ball. Peters up high right against Watson. Man defense by Nebraska. Peters with a switch, the drive, and the finish. And now it's a 71-66 5-point Husker lead. 2:05 left to go in the ball game. Will Nebraska hold on and win this? Taylor to Copeland. They extend the three-quarter court trap, and Nebraska brings it across the timeline. Watson to Taylor. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Taylor comes right. Huskers not very crisp looking against this half-court zone. 10 on the clock. McVeigh's got it. 5-point Husker lead in the corner. Copeland to the cutter, and he threw it away. Intended it for Taylor in the rebound. Here comes Mississippi State. Deep right corner. 3 on the way. Not good. Long rebound into the hands of Watson. Watson with a 2-on-2. No numbers here. Evan Taylor with a take and a reach-in foul, and Taylor is hacked en route to the goal. Attacking it. Clock stopped with 1:30 to go, and Nebraska up by 5, 71-66. Well, we've had a little bit of everything in this one. Nick Weatherspoon in, out of the game. Goes Fizel for Mississippi State. And it'll be end line out for the Huskers with 28 seconds left on the shot clock. No foul call. I guess it just went out of bounds, and it will be Evan Taylor to throw it in. Taylor looking, finding Watson up high right. Backs up toward the timeline. 25 seconds on the shot clock. 1:25 on the game clock. They go 1-4 flat. Here comes the screen. Copeland comes out to set it for Watson. Taylor this time. Little run and jump defense. Taylor spins in the free throw circle to the lane, down the lane, and it's out of bounds with 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Nebraska ball. Oh, a foul called, and it'll be Evan Taylor at the free throw line. Lamar Peters. Big call there. Evan Taylor bailing Nebraska out with the take and drawing the foul. Evan Taylor hits the free throw. Big one there. 10 points for him. 72-66. 6-point game. 1:09 to go. Evan Taylor has played 27 minutes. Second most in this game. Watson with 30 minutes. Hits 2 for 2 from the foul line. Big ones for Evan Taylor, and Nebraska leads at 73-66, up by 7 with 1:06 to go in the game. Nick Weatherspoon against Watson. The drive, the switch defensively, and he gets his own missed shot and the dunk on the follow by Datcher again off the bench with a dozen. 73-68. 5-point Husker lead with under a minute to go. Evan Taylor to Copeland, across the line to Watson. Watson dribbling, weaving around in the midcourt, gets it off to Taylor again and to Watson. Watson bends down with the ball. Guarding him with a stick arm defense is Nick Weatherspoon. Coming out to catch it is Copeland. Hands it back to Watson. Watson drives it, and an offensive foul called on Glenn. I don't know about that one. Not sure about that one. 73-68. And it will be Mississippi State's ball after a 30-second timeout. I'm not so sure about that call. The defender was moving. I don't think Glenn pushed off. But it was a huge call because Mississippi State's going to get it now, down by 5, and they have a chance to cut it to 3 with a 2, to 2 with a 3. And so Nebraska needs to play a little D here as we come down to the last half minute of this basketball game. 73-68. James Palmer Jr. going to check in here for this last half minute of the game. McVeigh's in the game along with Watson, Evan Taylor, and I'm not sure who the fifth guy is. He's talking to 4 guys on the bench, coaches. Palmer, McVeigh, Watson, and Taylor. Well, Evan Taylor was a nice find. last year, last recruit signed. Really came along as the season progressed. Really good defender. Not the greatest offensive player, but boy, he's aggressive, and he's a senior out of Cincinnati. Transferred from Odessa College, or actually from Samford, and played on the Samford team that came in and defeated Nebraska several years ago. Great defender, really good athlete, and he's going to be a vital cog in Nebraska's success or lack thereof this year. So 35 seconds left, 73-68. And, you say to yourself, this is an exhibition where, it's not a matter who wins or loses. You don't want to lose it here after you led by the whole game long. Huskers kind of fell apart, though, here in the second half, allowing Mississippi State to whittle that 23-point deficit down to 5 as it stands right this second. Fell apart might be a little strong. But remember, this is a home game for Mississippi State here. This game is not at the vault. So this will give a lot of teaching points for the Husker staff to show this second half where Mississippi State came back and made such a game out of it. Let's see if they can pull a rabbit out of their hat here and upset Nebraska. They need a basket on this possession. Down 5, 31 seconds to go. Quindary Weatherford drives the ball to the baseline, puts up a 5-footer, missed it. They fight for the loose ball, and it's run down by Weatherspoon. It's out of bounds off Watson with 21.8 to go. 21.8 to go. Weatherspoon will inbound it. Huskers lead by 5. Weatherspoon is given the ball. Up top, his brother's got it. Nick Weatherspoon, left to right, pull up Jay over Copeland, missed it, and a late foul called on Copeland. 3 free throws for Nick Weatherspoon. Little late on that call, I thought. And so 3 free throws for freshman Nick Weatherspoon with the clock stopped, 15.8 to. And so Weatherspoon, if he can hit all 3, will make it a 1-possession, 2-point game. Let's see if he can come through. Free throws here. First one on the way. Not good. Too short. Didn't give it a chance. Didn't get over the lip of the front rim of the rim. And so now 73-68. Best he can do is make it a 3-point game. Second free throw good. So now it's a 73-69 ball game. Weatherspoon with one more foul shot. And it would be a 1-possession, 3-point lead for Nebraska if he hits it. 15.8 to go. It's on the way. It's good. 3-point game. 73-70. Nebraska ball. End line for 94 feet away. Now Copeland will inbound the ball. Guarding him on the baseline is Stapleton, Xavion Stapleton. Copeland slaps it. Watson trying to break free, bounces it into Glenn, and Glenn has reached in on and fouled, and Watson will shoot free throws here with 14.6 seconds left to go. So Glenn Watson, who has not scored here in the second half, 10 points on the afternoon, has 5 assists. At the free throw line. A 1-and-1 for Watson. So only 18 fouls against the home team here, not a 2-shot situation. Watson free throw on the way. Got it. So Glenn finally in the score book for the second half, and that makes it a 2-possession game. Nebraska 74-70. Watson will shoot it again. On the 1-and-1. Has a dozen. Now he can't hit the second free throw. 2-possession game. Mississippi State comes the other way. Peters, coast to coast, puts it up. Can't score it. They fight for the ball. McVeigh's got it. McVeigh is finally fouled. They call a foul. The official under the basket was not 5 feet away from him and wouldn't call it. From the blind side, they finally got the call, and Jack will be at the free throw line, who was strong with the ball there. Collapsed in on by 2 or 3 defenders. So with 5 seconds left to go, It's all over, but the shouting, and I don't know that anybody shouts for joy after an exhibition win, but we can shout for joy for the beneficiaries of this charity game, victims of Hurricane Irma, and you can shout for joy in your heart for the prospects for this basketball team, in my humble opinion. McVeigh hits the free throw, 76-70. Nebraska will head home after knocking off Mississippi State on its home floor. Here's Q Weatherspoon, hits a layup with 2 seconds, tenth of a second to go. Wins it on the road here at Mississippi State. Final score, the Bulldogs bowing to the Cornhuskers, 76-72. Stay with us. Post-game coming up on the Husker Sports Network.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House Sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at NissanUSA.com/Heisman House Sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
At Shelter Insurance, we know landlords have to keep up with their renters, even if they're related.
Mom, Dad, what a surprise! We just dropped by to pick up your
rent check.
Oh, I'm running a little short this month.
Not everything works as smoothly as Shelter's renter's policy. It helps cover stuff in case of fire, theft, and more.
Maybe I should just move back home. Don't you love me? Oh, of course.
But now your room's Dad's man cave.
Oh, man.
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
What does it mean to imagine? Does it mean you aim higher, dream bigger, demand better? At CHI Health, we think so. We believe imagination has the power to transform your world, your health, your life. Inside our walls, our imagination is always on. We're pursuing a different kind of care that revolves around you. CHI Health. Imagine that. Discover how we're reimagining care at CHIHealthImagine.com.
And we are back. The actual final score, 76-72, is Quindary Weatherspoon hits the layup 10th of a second before the game is over. So Nebraska wins it by 4 points here in Starkville after a hastily thrown together exhibition charity ball game, and you got to feel good with what you have seen, and if you saw it, or in the case of listening all afternoon, what you heard for the prospects for this team coming in and knocking off a power conference team on its home floor against really, really good players. Although the teaching point will be how that 23-point lead got cut down to as few as 4 or 3 at the end of the game. But really, really a lot of good things in this game, and players that are have shown me a lot of promise in terms of their upside and what they're going to contribute this year. Let's take a look at the stats in this game. The Huskers shot 45% from the floor after shooting 51% in the first half. They didn't shoot so well in the second half, hit 11 of 29 for 38% in the second half. But 45% shooting on threes. They were 8 for 14 in the first half, 0 for 13 in the second half. That's a huge stat. So the Huskers shot 29% on threes after shooting 57% in the first half. 0 for 13 beyond the arc from distance in the second half. Nebraska from the foul line tonight, this afternoon, 80%, hit 12 of 15. Leading scorer in the game was James Palmer Jr., 17 points, played 23 minutes. As I suggested, maybe the best athlete on the floor. He was very impressive in a lot of different ways. He had 5 of 6 field goals, 2 of 3 threes, 5 of 6 free throws, and had just 1 rebound in the game, but he had 17 points. Also in double figures, 2 players with 11 apiece. Jordy Chimanga, who played limited minutes, just 16, had 11 points on 5 for 8 field goals, 1 for 1 from the foul line. He had 6 rebounds, Jordy did. Also in double figures, Glenn Watson, who scored just 1 point in the second half, or 2 points in the second half. He had 9 at halftime. He was 4 for 10 from the floor. Glenn was 2 for 6 from beyond the arc and 1 for 2 from the foul line, had 2 rebounds and 9 total points plus 3 assists in the game. Evan Taylor started the game. He played 28 minutes. Evan Taylor with 9 points, 3 for 5 from the floor, 1 for 2 from distance, 2 for 3 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And then after that, he had 8 points from Jack McVeigh. Anton Gill contributed 6, 4 apiece for Copeland and Tanner Borkhardt, who got 9 minutes in this game. 2 points in the game for Isaiah Roby, went 1 for 6 from the floor, missed all 3 of his threes. He did have 8 rebounds, and credited him for 1 blocked shot. I think he had more than that. Isaiah struggled a little bit on the offensive end in 16 minutes of play. He scored just 2 points. And in action, Thomas Allen, for just 5 minutes, he did not score in the game, took 1 shot. So the Huskers winning it 76-72 against Mississippi State. And we will be back with more post-game analysis. Mark Mame is going to join me right after this timeout on the Husker Sports Network.
Sweetheart, what are we bringing for the game?
Not a salad again, I hope.
I know you think salads are for rabbits, but we still need to watch what we eat. I was thinking something rich in lean protein and other key nutrients. I was thinking something with Nebraska beef, like teriyaki steak skewers. Ooh, or a sizzling fajita platter.
Now we're talking.
Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff encourage you to support animal agriculture. Visit tasteofthetailgate.com for grilling tips and great tasting recipes.
Got a question for you. Who would want a new Samsung, Motorola, or LG smartphone starting as low as $1 per month?
Hello, everybody. Duh.
Okay, then. This U.S. Cellular deal is available to everybody. New and returning customers can get a smartphone starting as low as $1 per month. Now through the 26th, no trade-in required.
Sweet.
Now, a harder question. Which phone are you going to get?
Oh.
U.S. Cellular. A stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Postpaid plan, 30-month retail installment contract, and credit approval required. Prices vary while supplies last. Additional restrictions apply. See store for details.
Welcome to University of Nebraska-Lincoln Studios. Let's take a look at the rankings.
Just looking at the top 20 here, and Nebraska has 15 spots.
That can't be right.
It's right, Jim. 15 of 20 for Nebraska.
But a team can't hold 15 rankings.
Not rankings, career launches. 15 of the top 20 places Husker grads go for jobs are here in Nebraska.
A workforce full of Huskers. We can't lose.
Yep, Nebraska wins again.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is the Husker Sports Network.
And we are back. Nebraska wins this exhibition charity basketball game against Mississippi State here in Starkville, 76-72, our final score. And Husker basketball brought to you by Great Western Bank, and we congratulate our player of the game, and we're going to make that, we're just taking a look here. I don't think there's much question that our player of the game is James Palmer with 17 points. Congratulate James, who Great Western Bank honors for making life great. James led the team in scoring with 17 points, as we ran through the stats and told you a while ago. Great Western Bank, member FDIC, making life great with over 50 locations in Husker country. Mark Mame, you watched it alongside. A lot to be positive about in this game here to you. You know, come in here and you handle Mississippi State for most of the game, lead by as many as 23. They come back and you hold on and win. I liked what I saw. What did you think?
Very optimistic. You know, Kent, it's only October the 22nd, but we both stated earlier this team really looked polished in the first half, especially hitting a lot of threes. It just seems like they were in their sets. They were communicating well, and things went very well. They gelled as a team, you could tell. The difference, I think, in this year compared to last year, a lot more athletic depth, which creates competition, which is good. So very good first exhibition game. I think we saw a lot. Very determined team. I think it's a team that's going to play well together throughout. But just a great, I tell you, there was 3,500, 4,000 maybe in here. And it was just a good test down the stretch. You know, we lost that lead. And I thought it was good for the guys early to get on the road, especially, and before they're really tested before they get into the year. So just an all-around great day. I think we raised a lot of money, which was the purpose of why we are down here.
Yeah, and thanks to you and Coach Howland and Coach Miles for that. You guys scrambled around. I got a call Tuesday at noon in a meeting from Coach Miles. We want to put this game on the radio, Kent, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about, you know?
Yeah, it's a great cause, and I believe there were 24 other games that went through the waiver process in terms of raising money for the hurricane relief victims, which is so special. I just saw on social media, I think they raised a ton of money during that Kansas-Missouri game. I thought I saw a figure about $1.7 million.
Wow.
Which was something. But, you combine those 24 games, 48 teams, and it's pretty special, Kent, of what I think it's a positive for college basketball in doing what's right, what has happened in regards to the hurricane relief.
NCAA made a great call allowing that first one, and then Katie barred the door. You got to let everybody do it, and why not? I mean, this was fun.
This was a lot of fun, and I tell you what, I think the one thing before we get to Mr. Palmer here is this team has a lot of grit, a lot of toughness, and I think we're going to see some special things this year.
I do too. Keep your headset on. Let's talk to James together. James Palmer, player of the game, man. Debut here after sitting out last year. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm just happy that we got the win.
Hang on just a second, James. We're having a little bit of an issue here. I don't know why. We should be good. Let's see. There we go.
I just wanted to come out and play aggressive, and I'm just happy that we got the win.
Yeah, 17 points, and that's your game, isn't it? Aggressiveness on both ends of the floor.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it like sitting out last year, waiting for today?
Man, it seems like forever. I was waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and I'm just happy to be back on the court with my guys.
Yeah. Your feel for how you all played together. I mean, it was an interesting game. You're up like 23. They cut it to 3, but you hold on and win. You had a little bit of everything in this one.
Yeah, I think this is a good test for us, first, especially for our first game. Be up by a lot, and then for them to come back, and then we had to finish off the game with a lot of toughness and just be poised down the stretch. I think that's what led us into the win.
Yeah. You sat on the bench and last year watched all season long, waiting after your transfer year from Miami. It's October, a lot of a lot of basketball to be played through March. But what do you think about the prospects of this team this year?
I think we're gonna have a good team. It's not gonna necessarily for everyone to show in the box score, but some things that people do in the game, it really doesn't show in the box score. And I think to shout us out to those guys because they don't always get the praise, But I think it's going to be a long season, and we're ready for it.
Yeah. Who are you talking about when you talk about guys that contribute but you don't necessarily see it in the box score?
For instance, Isaiah Roby, Tanner, Doobie, guys who just play their role, get rebounds, play defense, and just playing the team chemistry.
How do you feel you played, man?
I think I played okay. I could always play better. Something I could have rebounded more. I could have got some more assists. Could have played better defense. There's always things you could do better.
Sure. Now, here's the question. Do you think Coach might have some talking points for when they came back in the second half, going over film?
Especially. We probably going to talk about when we got a big lead, just, keeping the lead. And when you got a big lead, try to keep scoring if you can.
What do you think happened there?
I think so. This is our first game together, so we don't really know what to expect in those situations. So when they was making a run, we didn't know how to sustain it. And then when they came down to bring it down all the way down to 3, we already had the lead, and we just had to finish out the game with free throws.
And I thought, James, too, within the last 2 minutes, you showed a lot more composure. There was good ball movement. And I think one of the things, at least, which you had mentioned earlier, is I think there's a toughness to this team.
Yeah, especially this is toughness to our team. That's the type of drills we work on is tough. So everything in practice, that's what we focus on, being tough.
Yeah. And when they threw the zone in the half court against you and the three-quarter court zone toward the end, that was problematic a little bit. You feel like you handled that very well, or what?
We've been working on that at practice because we know some teams going to obviously try to press us and run different type of zones and stuff. So we've been working on that, man and zone coverages.
Yeah. Well, this guy here talking, he's pretty serious sounding, but he's about the biggest jokester on the team. So, come on, man. Am I wrong?
Nah, you're not wrong at all.
Great game, James.
Thank you.
We'll see you down the line, man. So, James with 17 points in this one, and one of the new pieces, Mark.
Very exciting. You know, I think this was a game to really look at, a lot of things to work on, but there's a lot of positives that really came about, and we saw a lot of it that first half. I'm not sure percentage-wise. We've got to shoot the ball well this year, and we have to defend the three. So I thought that first half we did some things really, really well, and then the second half, there's always those things you can work on to improve.
Let me throw this at you here. Glenn gives you Glenn kind of performance. You know what you're going to get there. Kind of struggled in the second half, didn't score much, but he's going to be a special player. You know, you don't have to spend much time analyzing what Glenn brings to the table. I thought the combination of James and Evan on the wings was really impressive. Both guys are kind of similar in terms of their aggressiveness, taking the ball to the rim. They're neither one is bashful. They both play really good defense. Jordy, of course, was limited because of the knee. He's okay, but, I mean, he scores 11 points, and what was it? Jordy only played 16 minutes. Isaiah struggled a little bit, and we saw Jack and Anton Gill come off the bench, and Tanner Borkard. Those are the kinds of contributions that you look at and you think if you can get that all year long, you're going to be happy.
Well, again, the key is depth and the competition, but we're going to hand it over to the guy who's going to tell you everything and knows best, and that's Coach Miles.
Yeah, good. Thanks for coming out here as fast as you did, Tim. That was impressive, man. I mean, I know at the end they cut the lead down to 3, but at the same time, what did you think of the day?
It's first of all, it was a great cause, and I'm glad we're here for it. And I appreciate Mark and his contributions and the administration for allowing us to come down here. It's not cheap. We didn't ask for anything from Mississippi State, and we know that they have a lot of students that have been directly affected. And I appreciate all the Husker fans for asking how they can help out and give to, and so that's the big picture, right? But the fun picture is basketball, and what's I thought that, of course, we played very well early. We came out, took control of the game, did a lot of great things, built the lead up over 20 points, I think. And then even when they fought back and it was 13, we had it at 13-15, 11, 13-15 for a long time, probably about 4 or 5 minutes. It was kind of just hanging there. But they're not going to quit. They're too athletic and talented. What do they have? 8 4- and 5-star recruits on their roster. Right. I mean, just a high level of talent
and experience.
Yep. And so, but what's interesting is we have a drill we do that's timed, and they have to do a certain skill in that drill. And so if they're making shots or whatever, and so sometimes we make the drill, and sometimes when we don't, we get close and we get a little nervous. We just bottom out. We never, and so like I told the guys, this is just like that drill. I mean, so somehow we have to figure out leadership wise, because every team has to find a way to win. Every team has to figure out how to win. I have to figure out who to have on the floor when all heck's busting loose, and that's what's really good about today. And this, you can't get that in an exhibition game, and really a controlled environment of a scrimmage isn't quite the same either, because you zero out the score at halftime, you do all kinds of things, and so it's just great to come out and play a game and find a way to win.
Yeah, I've been down to watch, and I've thought, man, this team has got. Well, first of all, you're too deep everywhere, I think, and more athletic than ever. And I thought, man, this could be a fun year. Did you perform like you thought you would tonight?
Like I'd hope we would, yeah. There's a few guys that I thought played really well. James Palmer is one of them. Glenn Watson's always good. They're really physical with Glenn, which is good for him. Thomas Allen got his first taste of what college basketball's like, and so we're going to learn from this, and guys are going to warm to the fight, but I was really impressed with that first half. But we got to get better play out of our 4 men. two of them. Jack, I thought, did a good job waiting and being patient. He's kind of the last guy in, the 10th guy in or whatever. Tanner Borhart made a number of smart plays where he came in and played, 9 minutes, and they were all valuable minutes. Him got 4 points, 2 rebounds, a very good contribution.
I love the wings, along with Glenn at point, with Palmer and Evan. Those two guys are similar in some ways in their aggressiveness. They're neither one are bashful at taking the ball and defending. Yeah, and it worked for a long time, and then we got a little weird and crazy. With about 8 minutes to go, it was still about 13, and we had a stretch of 2 bad shots and 4 turnovers that they turned in to instant offense, and that's the one we have to learn from. Anton Gill was really good the first half, and I think as these guys get more acclimated to playing more, playing through fatigue and playing tired, we'll be better. But it's a good battle. We shot the 3 well early, shot it horrible late, so it looks like we're just a little better shooting the 3. But making 8's a big number for us, and I'm just happy we found a way to win. I think that's the important thing, is that every team's got to do that. I've said it time and time again, and this is a good W. This is a talented team we played. Absolutely. It was fun. And by the way, I want to reiterate, you and Coach Howland kicked this thing off with $5,000 between the two of you. Mark and I put in 5.
Thank you.
Yeah, $5.
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't matter.
Every dollar helps, man.
It doesn't matter how much. I make a lot of money. I should give some, but I give to about 15 different organizations. But at the same time, I think when you look at it, the idea is we came to Mississippi because this place has been directly affected for probably, the last 12 years by this devastating weather cycle we're in. And, there's a lot of students here at Mississippi State that have been affected. And it was pretty cool when Ben talked about our administration paying for our trip. We didn't accept one dime from anything. The Husker nation took care of us. And, you see people of appreciation, and that really was enough for me, is that knowing hopefully you made some differences. And so hope our fans got to go to that. I tweeted, and I think you tweeted, I think Nebraska basketball tweeted a couple different places you can go. I forget, the Salvation Army of the South district is one that I gave to personally. They also have for the Mississippi State Foundation, the MSUFoundation.org, I think, is where you can give, and that money goes directly to the students here that have been affected. So a good day, really good day for us. Going to have a great trip home and watch some tape and go get ready to get better tomorrow in practice. Well,
I had not anticipated being down here in Starkville a week ago today, but it was fun, man. I think we've got a lot to look forward to in the next month. Yeah, Mark came to me Monday or Tuesday, I forget what day it was, and says, "Hey, what do you think?" And I had to talk to. At first, it was going to be in 2 weekends, and so I had to talk to Steve Prohm from Iowa State because we have a scrimmage with them. Well, then I talked to Prohm, and then by Tuesday, I think we figured out it was going to be this weekend. Right. And so I said, "Hey, you're good. We're going to do it next Sunday in Pinnacle Bank Arena. Once Garth Brooks has his show, I'm at 5 shows by that guy, man. How about that? What a great performer. And how cool is that? But, have our guys out and get them to compete against another high major will be a lot of fun for us. But we really just appreciated Ben and his sincerity and him just, I played him on one of his Final Four teams. And I said beforehand to the crowd, I said, of course he wanted me to come back. It was kind of like tonight. We played him tough all night. We had to lead with about 3-something to go right at the end of the 4 timeout. Don't score again. The rest of the game, lose by 12. Yeah. And I had that was the year we were 500, and we had Dorian Green, and I don't think Wes played on that team, but I made him raise his hand anyway and take some of the blame today. And so, but Ben's an excellent coach. He runs a lot of screening actions, and he's physical and goes inside, and they rebound well. All things that we need to get better at. So I thought it was a good matchup that way. Very good. Now the next order of business is to get Davison to take the helmet off and show up for a basketball broadcast. First of all, I think Matt Davison is highly overrated. I think everybody should realize that. And Matt's the only guy that doesn't.
and somehow he convinced Allie, who knows he's overrated, that he's still worth it. But he's a great dude.
Yeah.
We can't wait to have him back, and I appreciate you being here.
You bet, man. It was my pleasure. Huskers win this one, and 76-72 was the final here in this exhibition and charity basketball game. And so I think we're going to wrap it up here and look forward to down the line here for the 2nd of November for the Husker preview starting at 5:30, Husker Hoops preview at the Vault, the last half hour or so of practice, and then a scrimmage, and then the other exhibition game on November 7th against Northwood of Michigan. So, Husker basketball and the Tim Miles Show, brought to you by Nebraska Tourism. Request a free Nebraska travel guide and see everything the Cornhusker State has to offer. Plan your trip today at visitnebraska.com. So, that's going to wrap it up for us here in Starkville, Mississippi. Final score, Nebraska 76, Mississippi State 72. And Matt will be joining us on our next broadcast on the 7th, when Huskers take on Northwood. That'll start at 6 o'clock with Husker courtside, a 7 o'clock tip at PBA in Lincoln. Until then, have a great weekend. It was a lot of fun. So long, everybody. This is Big Red Basketball.
Don't miss any of the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena as your Nebraska men's basketball team takes to the court against the best in the Big Ten. A limited number of season tickets are on sale right now. The home schedule includes matchups against former Big 12 foe Kansas, along with games against Big Ten powerhouses Wisconsin, Michigan, Maryland, Indiana, and more. For more information or to purchase your tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
There's no better way to start your football Saturday than with Husker Game Day. Hi, I'm Ben McLaughlin. Make sure you join us each Saturday for the Dakota Mac Husker Game Day Show. Each game day, we'll break down Nebraska's game, get a closer look at a Husker with our Cornhusker conversation, plus bring you up to date on all the latest in college football. That's all on the Dakota Mac Husker Game Day Show, 5 hours before kickoff on the Husker Sports Network, Huskers.com, and the TuneIn app on your smartphone.
Pink, live in concert. Beautiful Trauma World Tour 2018. Pinnacle Bank Arena, March 6th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new album, Beautiful Trauma, is available everywhere now. There's more at pinkspage.com.
Tim Miles on the Husker IMG Sports Network has been brought to you by Nebraska Tourism, who invite you to visit Nebraska. Visit nice. Find out more at visitnebraska.com and these local sponsors. This is Big Red Basketball.